topic here. The main topic, guys. Come on. Flo. Host of the year, telling you guys what to do.
Whoa! Our guest is very inappropriate, so luckily it's only us now, as usual. That camera. Yeah, welcome to Podcast Berlesen. And just to be clear to our audience, today we're going to have the English edition.
So it's all full English.
Yes. You look very nice in your outfit.
Yeah, this is...
What outfit is this?
This is Wolf Esports Pink. Wolf Pink.
Why is that Wolf Pink?
Oh, it's because it's a female team for Valorant. An X team. This is an old team. They are not here anymore. A different name now.
But it's a female team,
it's
right?
It's a female Valorant team.
Female Valorant team.
Yes.
You know who else is female and Valorant? No team? On their own?
Solo player.
Solo player? It's Tashbunny!
Hey! It's like that.
That was a very interesting segue. But I'll take it. Props for creativity. Excited to be here.
I just created that like 5 seconds ago.
I know. I heard your brain sort of like.
I can smell something burning.
Yeah. Like the single brain cell just started to overheat.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm almost at the edge. Okay, I got to segue now. Okay. So, by the way, Tash, how are you?
Fine, thank you. It only took Sir Cloud 1 year to bring me here.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah, only a year.
Waiting for it?
I've been waiting. I was like, when is it gonna be my turn?
Oh man.
When is it gonna be my turn?
Well, your turn is now after you've gotten your host of the year.
It's kind of heavy.
Oh my God.
I don't know if you noticed, I kind of broke it already. So
It's not the real one, at least.
wait, why you exposed?
Oh man.
Why did you have to expose it?
I mean, if you want the real one, I can give you the real one.
You know what my chat says? It looks like a tando.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Evil Tash now.
Setan.
Well,
Illuminati, conspiracy.
I didn't say that, guys. I don't say that.
but I wonder what's the conspiracy theory behind Tash's origin.
Wait, hold. You know what Sir Cloud always
What?
says in the PUBG mobile cast?
What?
Conspiracy aluminium.
Oh, aluminium.
Yes.
Well, what's the aluminium?
The aluminium,
behind Tash's origin story? Like, what's the childhood like?
Childhood,
Yeah.
You have to be specific. Like, give me a very specific question.
Okay, when did you fall in love with commentating and hosting?
Oh, that one is quite late in my life, actually.
Quite late in my life?
Quite late in my life.
Let's
So-
start with how do you get into
Gaming.
first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so it started when I was a wee lad and my mom dropped me as a child. I'm just kidding. She didn't drop me as a child. Or maybe she did and I don't know. You don't remember what happened as a child. But being real here, when I was really young, I lived in Australia. So we had like a Windows 94. The PC, the really big
my
clunky
God, yeah.
one with that looks off-white, and then you have like the background is color biru with the old Windows logo with the like Nyan Cat side.
It's not even pure blue. It's
It's like sky blue with
Sky
the white
blue.
with the clouds in it. You probably don't know. You're younger than me. Wait, he's older than me.
Wait, no lah. He's the oldest here.
I'm the oldest in the room.
You're young.
Oh my God!
Okay, but coming back here. So you know those jump start games?
Yeah.
You know jump start, right?
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God, you just doxed your age as well.
We are all of our guests are bro.
Except for
Nakib. Nakib's the first one.
you mean older than us, guess?
Or older than us.
Richard.
Richard was the
Oh yeah,
oldest.
Richard. I love Richard. But
Anyway.
coming back to that, like my mom would buy me like those games,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
those smart school games, Jumpstart. So that was my first start to gaming.
The
That was when I was
Brainstorm.
that was when I was in Australia. I was like 3-4 years old. Then I came back to Malaysia when I was 7.
Uh-huh.
And then my cousins, my uncle actually has a PlayStation 1. And and he only has one particular game on that everyone plays with Uriah. Guess what game it is?
Okay.
Is it a fighting game?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Mortal
want to say
Kombat.
Killstorm.
No.
but no. Fighting games, that means Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
No, it's Tekken.
I was about to say Tekken next.
It's either two.
Yeah. But I feel like
fighting game, really?
Tekken was just like so iconic, you know? Like everyone played Tekken at one point in their lives, either in the arcade or the PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
So that was wild. I main Nina. But like I always get my butt kicked by Eddie. Because my uncle only plays Eddie, and Eddie is so annoying. Zaman dulu, like Eddie was like one of those broken ones. What, Taken 2, Taken 3, the old one that was so annoying. Oh, hated Eddie till now. I mean, I do play him now and then.
So you still play fighting games?
Sometimes. But now I am a big fan of King. King with the big rippling muscles and the jaguar head. Oh, the furries love it. I mean, what?
The what loves it?
I don't think he knows about furries.
Oh, don't tell him. let's just keep his comic fiesta visits happy. You know.
I wanted to give a suggestion for him for a guest. He's a furry outfit designer. In his future, and I want him to ask, what is a furry?
I want him to dress as Claudia and do that. So I have like a 2-in-1 sort of combo. But you know, we are segueing way too hard.
Yeah, let's go back to the topic.
Okay, so that was my beginning in gaming. So let's just say that you know, Hari Raya was never the same. It went from gaduh in game to gaduh in person. Like,
oh no!
Why you spam me to cheating? You know, sampai ada muka berdarah kena controller kat muka.
Oh my god! Serious fight.
Was that on you? Like muka berdarah thingy?
No.
Okay.
It was my 2 little baby cousins.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay,
I'm just like, you know the emoji where the person's just standing, that's me. Because if I do that, my mom will hit me and I don't want to be hit. My mom's pretty crazy. The Asian mom.
Old school Asian mom.
Yeah, the Asian mom. It's not the sleeper. It's not the rotan.
Yeah?
It's the, you know, pokok kelapa. The daun tu
the
kan.
daun lidi.
That hurts, man. Yeah. So that was my start for gaming. But what really got me into gaming was actually when I was in Sekolah Menengah. I got 5 A's for UPSR. My dad got me a PlayStation 2. Wow. Yeah. And on top of that, I had like an old PC in my room as well, where I learned to play RuneScape.
Oh my god.
I played RuneScape for 10 years of my life.
Oh my
10
god.
years. I had everything level 99. I had 200 XP in Dungeoneering, 200,000 XP in Dungeoneering, almost Slayer, HP, and Strength. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
You're berserk then. Technically, because you have so much health, you have so much damage.
No, it's not hard. It's the experience points that the cap is 200,000. You know, so you don't get anything other than that. If you get like, you know, there's like a level 120 was like the new cap, and then after that you go all the way to 200,000, right, for the leaderboard. But yeah, that was me. Why did I do that? Anyways, moving on. I was also a big fan of Ragnarok Online. I love Ragnarok Online. Played Gunbound for a little bit as well. Gunbound was also a thing. Yeah. So, but most of my time was on the PlayStation 2. Kingdom Hearts 1 was my first game. Final Fantasy X, Star Ocean, JRPGs was my thing.
Yeah, you are a fan of JRPGs.
Yeah, big fan
love
of JRPGs. JRPGs, they don't do it. I mean, it's still good nowadays, but it's not like before. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as grindy as
You
before.
can't really say that after Persona 3 just got released.
I mean, I haven't played it yet, so I'm gonna have to. I played Persona 3, by the way. Persona 3 is still one of my favorite games ever.
I haven't bought it yet.
You gotta have a wild ride. It's gonna be fun. I don't know if they changed the ending. I hope they did. What else was there? There's a lot of games I played. Yeah, too many games. Yeah.
It's mostly JRPG.
Mostly
fighting games.
JRPGs. And then after that, I think it kept going until I was at university. So university was rough because I can't play my PlayStation, obviously. Yeah, I can't play my PlayStation. And I only had like a crappy old laptop. So I continued playing RuneScape. And then,
of course it can run.
Yeah. RuneScape can run, but the Wi-Fi was really bad. And then finally, I was so sick and tired of RuneScape. One day, I discovered a game called League of Legends.
You Dota people go out.
Okay, I'm leaving now.
So I mean, like for me, because all my friends were North American. When I played RuneScape, I was friends with North American friends, and I think Dota was more of a Southeast Asian thing compared to a North American thing. So I got into League of Legends. I played North American server. I didn't know about the existence of servers. I didn't understand how servers worked back then.
You're playing on NA.
I played on 200 ping, and I got used to it. Like that was the start of my esports. Like understanding what esports was. So I played League, and then I finally realized that Comic Fiesta one day had a League of Legends tournament. By that time, I was already following LCS, right? Like for NA, and I was so excited, like, oh my god, Comic Fiesta has League of Legends. So I went to Comic Fiesta, bought the tickets and stuff. That was also my first Comic Fiesta, coincidentally.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because back then, when you buy the ticket for League of Legends, you get access into Comic Fiesta as well.
Yes.
So it's like a 2-in-1 thing. And back then, League of Legends was huge. Like if you buy the tickets and stuff, you get a goodie bag, and they have like so much stuff inside. Like you feel so. Like it was such a nice feeling, like going there, spending $50 for a ticket and getting like those plushies, those keychains.
You get free skins.
Yeah, you get free skins. But the thing is, I wasn't playing on Southeast Asia
Yeah,
server.
you're not playing on Garena.
So I
it
didn't
doesn't
know about the Garena servers until after that event.
matter.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of Garena merchandises, like logos.
No.
there.
I didn't know because I couldn't redeem my Blitzcrank skin. Yeah, there was a Blitzcrank skin and I couldn't redeem it, an NA, and I kept emailing why it's not working. And then suddenly they're like, no, that's for a different server. I'm like, what is a different server? I don't understand
What
this.
is Garena?
What is Garena? I've never heard of this. Like I didn't know until I finally got it onto the server, but I never played the server. But I started playing the server seriously when the IIUM Esports Club happened.
Okay.
Yeah. So IIUM Esports Club, Decipher, right? Decipher, one of the nominees for Host of the Year, Malaysia Esports Awards. So he was my mentor back in university. He was the founder. He's actually one of the original founders of the Esports Club alongside Alan. And Alan, I don't remember his name for some reason. They call him
He's not Alan Palmer.
Hurricane
No, it's
something.
IIUM.
No, IIUM, dude, IIUM. So he's a really tall guy. I don't know what happened to him, but I think he's married now. But anyways, I'm not on Facebook anymore, so I cannot keep up with my old friends. So, they were the original founders of IIUM Esports Club. And the year that I joined Esports Club, they had this thing where they opened it up for like a proper persatuan thing, right? They have the AJK and all that kind of stuff. Like back then, it was just like them playing in the Mal computer in university.
So what were you with the esports club?
So okay, it was a big thing for me for the esports club because that time, the first 3 years of uni, I had no friends. It's not I didn't have friends. I had friends, but I didn't have friends that I could connect with.
Right,
gaming
like
friends.
different interests.
Yes, because no one games. So it was very hard for me to express myself. It was hard for me to really find people who had things in common with. Everyone's like, oh, why don't you just join like archery club or something? It's like, I'm not interested in that, Yeah, it's not really my thing. Like you can't tell me just join a club and be happy with it. Like it doesn't work that way. So esports club happened, and for the first time I felt like everyone played Dota, but it's okay. I was still one of the few who played League, but it was okay because I felt it's like my people. It was great. So that time, I think like we had like meetings and stuff like that. We never really played games. It was more about like just trying to get to know each other and stuff like that. And I became the first vice president who is a girl for the club.
Oh.
Yes, vice president 2. Because people couldn't choose whether it was going to be me or another guy. So I became vice president 2. So anyways, we had a LAN in university, a Dota 2 LAN. It was very ambitious. We used like one day one in the ICT building to do it. But the problem was the internet sucked, usual LAN
as
stuff.
usual.
Yeah. Because it was like kids trying to figure out how to make their own LAN cables. They were like cabling it up together and stuff like that. Yeah. So everyone sidai. That was bad, but I was the host because apparently I could speak. It was insane when you think about it. When I think about it, like last time, like how badly I spoke and people think I can't speak. That was wild. But anyways, coming back, and then just so happened that ESM punya guy, Rini, Rini, he was there and he saw me hosting. He was like, oh, I like her. Let's bring her in for Aegis 2016. And I somehow made it to Aegis through that, and I was like, how the frick did I make it here? So I was really scared. Let's just say that my hosting was terrible because it was my first time. I was scared as heck. And then after that, there was like.
Have you had no like prior practice?
Is that your first time?
Or like it's just
I did like small things in university.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's not the same though. It's not like getting onto a stage and talking. Like I have confidence to talk, but it doesn't mean that I can go on a stage with like a whole bunch of people watching me and like not getting a heart attack. Yeah. So that was a thing. And then after that, EG Network had a talent search. And I remember my friend tagged me on Facebook. And I remember I replied to him, nah, there's no way I'm going to make it. I'm not going to go. And then the day came and I went. Like, I don't know what happened, but I went. I went. And then I waited like 4 hours to get in.
Oh my God, that's so hard.
And that was while you were studying or like
it was
after you're done?
literally after the day of my final exams.
Right.
Like, literally the day
done
after.
it.
Terus pergi. And it was wild because I saw all these famous DJs and hosts that I see on TV and stuff. And I'm like, nak balik lah. Like, oh man, there's no way I'm going to make it. Like, nak balik lah, But I stayed. And I remember I went inside after 4 hours of wait. And I think everyone was like, because I didn't know. I thought it was like a job interview. So I wore like slack.
Or like formal.
Then formal, no barely any makeup, hair down. I didn't know, like all these hosts were wearing like leather jackets,
Yeah.
and I had this dad like pimp up his daughter, make her look so pretty and chante and like put together, and she was like dancing and doing moves and stuff like that. And I'm like, these people are so talented. Why am I here? yeah. So I went inside. I don't remember everyone, but I do remember Master Ramen.
Right.
Because he was asking me most of the questions.
Oh.
Yeah. He was asking me.
Oh,
most
he
of
was
the
one of the
questions.
interviewers.
Yeah, he was one of the interviewers. Yeah, and there was like 3 things we had to do. We can choose one. One is to sell an egg. Number 2 is to introduce yourself, and number 3 is to have an esports gaming show. I did an esports gaming show. I did a show called Breaking the Meta, which is obviously Potato Monsters breaking the meta. Back then, I watched too much YouTube. yeah. And I did a Teemo break the meta. And
Jungling? What?
I don't remember. I do not remember for the life of me because I was like scared. I was like,
Like what year was this in?
2016.
Still 2016.
No, 2015.
2015?
It was the end of 2015.
Oh my god.
It was end 2015. Yeah.
So that is literally the start of EGG.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was it was their
wow.
first talent search.
Huh.
Yes. I remember Mira Dros was trying for it.
Yeah, Mira did try for it.
The Hound was trying for it. Who else I remember? I think Husky was trying for it.
Husky, I didn't know.
I don't remember that there were a few because I saw the video and I saw like so many people that I knew today. So it's like the trajectory was still the same anyways, regardless of whether or not they got into EG Network. So I'm very happy about that. And then what else? And then so I was really sad. 2 weeks later, heard nothing, and I was like depressed. And that's the reason why I didn't want to try. So this was my mindset back in uni. If I don't try, I won't get disappointed.
You never missed 100% of the shot you didn't take that style.
Yeah. That's why I stayed away. Like I used to be like a runner in school, track and field star back in Sekolah Menengah. But in university, I wanted to do it, but I was too scared to because I can't deal with rejection. So I never did it. But and then I did it, right? And I told myself, why did I do that? Now I'm sad. Tiba-tiba, right at that moment, I got a text from EG Network. Hey, we'd like to do a callback with you. Can you come back this time?
Like once you're done?
No, it was like 2 weeks later.
Oh, 2 weeks
Yeah, it was
later.
like quiet,
After the depression.
After the
hits.
depression. Yeah, like right at that moment, like the depression hit me and I was feeling sad and I got the text. And I was like, holy shit.
I got it.
You were depressed for nothing.
Yeah. I was depressed for nothing. And then that was the start of it. Wow, that was a very long one. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I remember before we started recording, she's like, I don't know if I can go up to 25 minutes. Let me tell you the
I
time
always
now.
forget that I can talk a lot.
Yeah, we are close to 20 minutes of the first
Oh my
session.
God, sorry about that. I'm not sorry.
Not sorry.
I'm not
we
sorry.
want you to go longer.
Okay.
Don't say sorry.
On.
You know, I feel like the reunion happened before the reunion started.
Reunion?
Yeah, because you went to EGG, you meet with Mira. The
Oh,
House.
yeah.
It's a reunion without knowing it's a reunion.
Okay, so there's this meme, right, about this girl who wanted her mom to meet her boyfriend, but her mom passed away. But then, when she was going through his yearbook, she found out that her mom was his kindergarten teacher.
I know it's from Reddit, right?
Yeah. And it's like so wild, it was like it was already there. It was like foreshadowing, Yeah. It's kind of wild. I love that stuff. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
But that time when you were like, Mira's there and all that, do you know them already?
No, I did not.
No,
know.
I don't think so because it's the first time.
No, I mean.
Wait, you must know
No,
Mira.
I did because back in university, I was also in IIUMFM. So every Tuesday or Friday, I don't remember. I was the one who I have like a show. It's called Gaming, and I love talking about the top 10 video games of the week or games to look out for. And I think one time we had like a nice little online cafe tournament. For the university kids, and Garina came down, and that's where I met Mira and Angeline. And
Angeline,
yes. And I invited them to become my guests for IIUMFM. So I knew them already at the time, but I didn't know they hosted until I didn't know they were trying out for it. Well, Mira at least, until I saw the video of the whole journey. Yeah.
Yeah, because Mira has always been really strong with League of Legends.
Yeah.
Before this,
She loves League of Legends. Like
Yep.
it's
Until
her,
now.
Yeah, until now actually. I stopped because I broke 2 laptops.
because of League of Legends.
No, you don't get it. Like my League of Legends addiction was so bad. Like I sold my RuneScape account. Well, no, not RuneScape. I still have the account. The money on my RuneScape account I had like
Oh my
5
God.
billion or something like that. I don't remember. I sold it for like $700, and all that $700, I bought skins on League of Legends.
My God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you the kind of guy who just collects all the skins, or are you like this
It's
skin
just
looks nice.
cute. You know,
this
it's
is
just
I
cute.
buy.
And I would just get it anyway. Like I just got Kuronami on Valorant the other day. Like I did challenge with Blitz Esports manager, Kevin. He said if you get 15 kills, I will get you the bundle. And I got it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got it. And then now there's the new Xenofang coming out for Chinese New
I
Year.
saw the trailer
It's
just now.
so good. The knife, so good.
Okay.
I went to Kevin. I said, hey, if I get 30, will you get me the bundle? He's like, hell no.
We were talking about the skin because for me it's the only good skins is the knife and the Vandal, of course. But everything else,
Kuronami?
yeah,
I like all of
not
it.
Kuronami, the one that they just released.
Oh, I think I like them all. I really like them all.
I think the color is a bit dull.
There's pink.
That's a very.
There's pink.
That's pink.
There's pink. You don't get it. There's not a lot of skins. Listen, if I have to play Sentinels of Light, which is so clunky and heavy, I will lose my mind. I can't hold the recoil on that gun.
Same. I can't do it as well. So, I'm not an FPS player.
What
but
am I saying?
remember, you were talking about your gaming starting this and that. But when did it start to go to FPS? Because everything else is just JRPG, MOBA.
RPG to MOBA. Yeah.
Suddenly
Yeah.
FPS.
Do you have the CS era? Or
No, I
something?
wasn't in the CS era either. So basically the transition from RPG to MOBA was already very hard. I didn't understand it. But I did eventually. It took me 3 years to master League of Legends.
My God.
Yeah, it was very hard because League of Legends, by the time I played, they had already like 90 champions at the time.
2005, yeah.
Yeah, around 90. Now it's like what, almost 200 already, probably more at this point. I don't know. It's
I
been
have
years.
no idea.
Yeah, because I stopped playing League 3 years ago ish.
Oh, still quite recent.
Yeah, it's quite recent, but I stopped because I was getting angry a lot. Yeah.
The two laptops.
Yeah. No, not just angry at that, but because like I went from an unrated player to ARAM for ARAM.
Okay.
And then after that, someone convinced me to play because I was a silver player for NA, by the way. So silver NA with 200 ping is considered quite good, right?
Yeah, of
So I
course.
was already high gold by the time I was playing last. And then I stopped because why did I stop?
TFT?
Oh, no. I stopped because I wanted to stream indie games. So and also because I was on and off streaming as well because I was
So
I
you
quit.
learned streaming already by that time.
Yeah. So I kind of like just stopped it, and I was doing a lot of like horror games, variety, and stuff like that. So what was the question again? Transition to
transition
FPS.
to-
Right. So so after that, PUBG. I got called in to do PUBG Mobile. I wasn't streaming yet at the time, and I was like, PUBG Mobile. I tried to play it. I couldn't really get into it because I think like if you're so used to a big screen and mouse keyboard and you're like sitting like this, it's so hard to get your body like this to playing. Like I get really tired quick. Like my back here hurts a lot. Yeah. And when I lay down, my arms hurt. So I don't know how players do it.
Not only that, is this the pressure on this
Dude, I
place.
need to show you. Like, do you see this?
You have it as well?
I have this
it,
little.
yeah.
Here, guys. I'll show you guys.
What's that?
I don't
It's like
even-
a little.
It's a
pink-
bump.
It's a bump on
It's
your
a bump
pinky
here.
because your phone's too heavy.
If you touch, because I have too much fat, but if
Look at mine. Look at mine.
I think she's
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So this
That's
is
a
honestly
bump.
because
This is for that.
because I do this.
Yeah,
like this,
Like
right?
this. Yes, like this.
you're holding your phone like this.
Yeah,
you're-
yeah.
You know the gaming, you have the bump on your head because you wear your headset.
Yeah,
Ty-
Tyler 1 has
the
that.
Tyler one.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent for mobile
Yeah,
gamers.
yeah. So for me, I never had the bump on my head. Yeah, I never had the bump on my head because I don't use those noise
pressure,
cancelling. Yeah,
yeah.
I always use open backs. So, but it's annoying like because my mom can hear everything through the headphones that through my door
Of
because
course,
it's
your
loud. Yeah.
microphone can hear it.
Yeah. There's a lot of leaks. But what are we talking about again? Oh yeah, it's the
FPS,
transition.
yeah.
So I think what happened was that the pandemic happened and League of. I mean, I've already played some FPS like BioShock and stuff like that, but I wasn't the best at shooting. So the pandemic happened. You had to stay home. At first, I didn't play it, but like there was that time I was dating someone, and I really, really wanted to play games with him, and I really also wanted to impress him. So I got into the game, tried my best. He wasn't very kind about it. You know how toxic gamers are, right? Like when you have like newbies
No,
play
I
the
don't
game.
understand. What do you mean?
Oh, anyways. I started to play it, and then I ended up making friends through Twitter. And we had like one little group, and we would play like almost every night. I wasn't good, but I had so much fun playing the game. Yeah. So that was my transition. And then after that, I think VCT NYSG was happening at the time, and they didn't have enough casters.
Yeah.
So they asked me, "Can you do a stand-in for one day?" And then I did a one-day stand-in, and they liked me, and then they ended up giving more days, which kind of like pushed me to play more Val. Yeah.
That's cool. Everything revolves around, but love is blind. People always say you will learn how to play new games. My wife actually started to play Minecraft because she dated me.
Aww.
Does she still play it?
If she have time now with a kid,
Yeah. I get it.
Time.
Yeah.
Talking about we were talking off camera about MLBB.
Yeah.
We interviewed someone that is from China.
Huh? From China?
From China, we were
She
talking.
hasn't watched our episode.
Episode 1 is out. You haven't.
No,
Yeah.
I haven't. You have a lot of guests coming through. Almost, and then I think like you guys post almost every week as well. Your
Yes.
podcast
Yes.
Berlesen. So
Yes.
it's really hard for me to follow. I did follow. There was one interview with a PUBG mobile player. I don't remember who already.
PUBG Mobile.
We have never.
Valorant. Yeah.
Was it Valorant? No, it wasn't Team Path. It was like I think you guys were talking about PUBG Mobile.
If we're talking about PUBG, we did have one. They were talking the episode 1 where we record there. Yeah, it's because we were talking about
It was the
Right.
other one. Yeah. It was that table on that side.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yes,
this
yes.
table, but
That's why I was confused when I got into here. Like the stuff was moved this side.
Because episode 1 of the new set just released yesterday.
Oh,
Fair
no
enough.
wonder.
Fair enough.
lah.
But the China one was out for a
China.
while.
But we were talking about like the difference between Wangzhe, Honor of King,
Uh-huh.
and Mobile Legends.
Oh, is it very different?
Yeah, it's like Dota and League of Legends because Mobile Legends is a burst gameplay, but Wangzhe is a bit more slow. Everyone is a
I
bit
mean,
more
it
tanky.
kind of like reminds me of like AOV,
Yes, yeah.
Wild Rift. That are a little bit more higher mechanics.
Yeah.
But I think that's the reason why people really like for me, right? Like I could play Wild Rift because honestly, I came from League of Legends. But what's great about Mobile Legends is the fact that I can just turn off my brain.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that's why I haven't been doing ranked because I don't want to rank up too high because then it gets hard.
Then you need to
Yeah.
tick.
So I just stopped at Grandmaster 1. And then they said that that's sort of like gold, I think. So
Epic is gold.
Epic, so that
Yeah.
means I'm silver still.
Yeah, you're still
okay,
silver.
great. Because actually that's better. Because like the thing is I don't want to drag and aim and stuff like that.
Yep,
I mean I'm good at kiting. Kiting comes very naturally to me, but like the aiming and stuff is kind of annoying. So like for me, so long as I can keep playing Mia and Layla and be untouchable, I'm good. So I'm not gonna rank up anymore. I'm good. But the thing is, the problem is, right? Like there's even MMR in unrated,
Yeah,
in
there
classics.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I just want to play Layla and Mia. Can you like just give me an easy lobby? Come on.
Just make 1,000 accounts.
Oh, I just want to turn off my brain. I just press auto attack so I don't have to think, Like, it's like, I don't want to drag and aim every single time, man. Come on.
She's actually quite competitive.
Yeah.
I never knew that you were a competitor. Because I watch your stream
Yeah.
on TikTok or Twitch. This
Yeah.
is uploaded on YouTube, so they don't mind.
I also play on YouTube now. I multi-stream 3 platforms now.
Okay, I need to subscribe to your YouTube then.
You're
Because
not?
I'm not. I don't know.
You're not?
I subscribe one time.
It's
on
okay.
her
She don't
Twitch.
subscribe to me too, so it's fair.
Okay, fair.
Have you subscribed to me?
I follow you on the Facebook, what?
Facebook.
Yeah lah.
Yeah, you post everything on Facebook anyway.
No lah.
But this thing is on YouTube.
This one
But
is
you do post
exclusive.
the previews on...
Not
I post a
anymore.
picture only.
Picture
yeah
only.
lah, previews lah tu.
She's trying to backpedal.
Yeah, she's trying to like
I've been
get
telling
away.
you so many times. Do shorts of your video and then link it. Like that's the beauty
Sabar
of
lah,
YouTube
I-
shorts,
I haven't edited yet.
Okay, fine.
We
Okay.
do,
okay.
by the way, but
okay,
anyway.
stop. Let's go to the main topic here. The main topic, guys. Come on. Flow. Host of the year, telling you guys what to do.
Whoa! We should switch tables,
This is going to be the
let's
chaotic.
switch chairs, yeah.
Switch chairs. But speaking about host of the
Yeah.
year,
Thank
right?
you for the segue. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking about host of the year, so you shared a bit about like hosting, right? Like,
Yeah.
has that always been like your aim
To be a host?
to be a host?
Oh, what's so funny? Like, I love answering this question because it's such a funny trajectory question.
Right.
So, if you ask me what I was gonna be in university,
Yeah.
I thought to myself,
What do you study in university?
I was so I spent 2 years in law before I
Ooh.
swapped courses into human sciences, where I changed into sociology, anthropology with an English literature minor.
My God.
Yeah, I did. That's why I graduated quite late, like 2 years late, I think, because I had to redo everything and learn Bahasa Arab again. Yes, UIA. I love the reaction people get, like, you're from UIA? Yeah, that's me.
Really, because I know she's from UIA. That's why I'm like, yeah, okay.
She,
yeah,
she didn't see my face because we were eating lunch downstairs. She said, UIA. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, yeah. That was the thing. So so I graduated 2 years a bit later. So I was considered like one of the 26 years old baru graduate. Most people like graduate 23, 24, right? Yeah. So it was a bit of like, which I'm like, but the thing is, I always realized in my life I'm a very late bloomer in everything. So, Mom, why did you drop me as a child?
yeah.
Or did you drop yourself?
Oh God, I just slipped out. Like the doctor was like waiting for me. I was like, woo!
So hosting was accidental for you, right?
So when I was at first, I wanted to be a journalist. Think, who's that CNN host? Something Kapoor, Anita Kapoor.
Okay.
Anita Kapoor? Is it actor?
No. She's a host she's a journalist actually for CNN. Something Kapoor. I remember her name was. It's been a while since I last talked about her. So I had my eyes on being like her. That's why I was in law school for a little while. And then after that, I really wanted to do language. I wanted to do a linguist. My mom wasn't really she wasn't really into that. So that didn't happen. And I was really good at chemistry when I was in school. I really wanted to become oil and gas. But
wow.
Yeah. But my dad said it might not be like the best because it's mostly guys.
Yeah, it's mostly guys.
And you will always be at the planta minyak, so might not be the best thing. And then after that, I think I was lost after that because I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a lecturer. At one point, I wanted to be an astronaut like Barbie. I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah. And then after that, I wanted to be a vet, but I was very squeamish. I don't like blood, so that was out of the picture. And then at one point, what did I want to be? I think like at one point I told myself I really wanted to do what Natalie Chen was doing. Like she got to do like this hosting where she got to travel around and host things. And after that,
travel host.
Yeah. I wanted to do that. And after that, I saw Jalan Jalan Cari Makan. That was also very nice because it was at TV3 back then, right? So I think it was already foreshadowing at that point. I just didn't know it yet. Yeah, and then after that, I think at university, I dabbled a bit into beauty content where I tried to record my own content for beauty, but I was very, very shy. So that didn't really work out.
Very shy?
I was very shy.
Which part?
I wasn't an introvert. But I had trouble speaking to people. Like I was very self-conscious.
Self-conscious?
Yeah, so very self-conscious.
You worry that you say the wrong thing.
Yeah. Because that time was like the rise of the beauty gurus, the Michelle Phan years. Yeah. So that never really happened. And I tried to stream on Twitch when I played League of Legends back then. But then, I only had like the dongle internet. Back then, the broadband thing. That was bad. So
that was bad.
Never again. That one was so laggy, didn't work. And after that, I started dabbling into art streams. So again, foreshadowing. I was doing so many different things that led. Yeah. So the hosting thing, like, I don't know what happened, but EG Network probably kickstarted it because I think they saw potential. I think it's great that people like. This is why I also give a lot of benefit of doubt to a lot of the younger players. How some analysts, some people online are like so quick to judge the newer players. Like from me, if I can see the potential already, it's kind of like I'm gonna keep an eye on you. And then suddenly, bam! Next year, they actually go far. And I think that's like my favorite superpower, the ability to see that potential.
Oh man, that's what. Now I understand your room because if you watch her room, sometimes you have your camera on your room. You have a lot of small stuff.
Oh, it's my. I actually posted a picture on my IG story last night about
really?
that. Yeah, chat was asking me, "Can you show us what's behind you?"
Yeah.
And there's like so many things, and half the stuff is actually from my years and years in gaming. 7 years, 8? I'm going into 8 years now.
Yep.
So it's been like, I just like collected things on the way and I'll put it. So you can see like a big change from like one franchise to next. Never like one singular theme. Yeah.
Who is like a category of, this one category, this category, and you have like what, 6, 7 keyboards?
So I have ADHD. It's something that I talk about on my stream a lot. Yeah. So I'm not officially diagnosed, but my siblings are. So I guess it was too late for me because I'm an adult already. So I never got the official diagnosis. But for some reason, I seem to carry a lot of sisters. So I kind of like follow the tips and tricks. So this is not an official diagnosis, but I follow the tips and tricks and symptoms to really kind of like manage myself. And I realized I have hyperfixation on things. So the keyboard stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I still like keyboards, but it's not as obsessed as I was before. I have like 20 custom keyboards, not anymore, but I still do get it for videos now and then. I had a hyperfixation. I mean, my hyperfixation on Pokemon is still definitely there. Every time my friends are in a Poke store or whatever, I definitely ask for one. I had a hyperfixation with setups, PC setups and color pinks and themed setups. Thankfully not there anymore because that costs a lot of money.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I mean, if you go into my room, it's definitely a character. You can see like the phases I went through throughout the years. So you can see like where my hyperfixation went as well. So yes, yeah. I think if you look at my credit card and you can see which game I spent on was also a hyperfixation as well.
Which game is it?
So right now, thankfully, it's just Val, but not a lot of money.
Okay.
The worst that I've spent on is Genshin.
Why am I not surprised?
We should guess because I would say Genshin in a heartbeat.
Bro, like I spent 3,000 ringgit on Nahida, Yae Miko, and Raiden Shogun.
Oh, right, and Shogun.
And their weapons.
God. And the weapons
And
as
then
well.
after that, they announced Al Haitam, who is also daddy.
Yeah, he is.
And I said to myself, I can't do this anymore, man. I can't do this anymore, man. And I rage quit and I never came back.
Let's get Ben's reaction. Ben, 3,000 ringgit on Genshin.
You never play. What gacha do you play? Okay, good. He's doing a
Here,
good
Stay
same.
that way.
Stay there.
Don't play gacha.
Yeah, don't play
Not
gacha.
into stop-out games.
Wait, no,
Stay that way.
technically I just gacha'd on MLBB, no? I spent
Yeah, you said you-
yeah, I just spent 10,000 diamonds trying to get the new Mia skin, the one with the butterflies.
She just said that she almost gacha all her diamonds.
Oh my god. But those diamonds were already there to repair.
And then after
doesn't
that,
matter.
And then after that, I gacha'd the Hikari skin. Yeah.
I'm so
So
happy.
you can see the hyperfixation. It's just like a trail of like chaos as I walk through.
Will you say you're hosting like fixation as well? Because you focus on hosting
Okay.
something.
So hosting was never a fixation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but streaming was a fixation, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, streaming was a fixation. But for hosting, I think hosting was just more of like I really wanted to get to know the community and I'm also very curious. So I think it comes back to the journalism thing just now.
Uh-huh.
How like what makes a good host is a curious host. That's how I believe.
Oh,
because
that's a good quote.
yeah, because when you as a host, right, you're supposed to be the person that gets the answers and gets the story out to the viewers. You want to be able to narrate that story, to not only give it to analysts, to the casters, to the audience, to also build up the narrative, like why this player is so interesting to watch and follow. So I believe that because I've always been such a curious person growing up, like I always have a lot of questions. My mom was so mean though. Why do you keep asking questions? Can you stop asking stupid questions? Look at who I am now, mom. Look at me, mom.
Aren't you proud of me?
Proud of me, mom.
Don't too fast. It will.
I was gonna break it. But I think that the inquisitive side led me to where I am today. So I think that when it comes to hosting, there's a lot of types of hosts. There's the corporate host, there's the protocol host, there's the I think like me, I think I'm more of a personality host, I think.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I put so much of my personality into my work. I think it's just something that I cannot control at this point. ADHD.
Okay. Is your hosting style inspired by anyone else?
You know, if you ask me who I wanted to be inspired by, it would be like Shocks and Naomi Kyle.
Oh,
But
yeah.
when I reviewed back how I host with them, very different. They're very professional. They're very very, very straight to the point lah, basically.
Yes.
Like for me, it's more about personality, entertainment. So I think it's very different. I think if you would say my style would be, I think it would be a bit of Golden Boy. I don't know if you guys know Golden Boy.
I have no idea.
So Golden Boy is a VCT host for Americas. He's known for high energy, personality, very fun quotes. I think it's definitely not me, but I think he's the closest that I can think of. Yeah.
But I mean, that kind of host works in Malaysia because you can't be too direct or too serious. Or not, people get bored.
It depends. It depends on what the production. I believe that your hosting style should suit the show.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like if I work with ESL, ESL likes a little bit more mature.
Yep.
They like a little bit more clean, professional,
Seriousness,
serious.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that means you have to change your tone. Like for me, I'm flexible. But if I'm allowed to do whatever I want, I like the more friendly banter kind of hosting. Like if you saw, I don't know if you guys watched Convergence. So Convergence was my first ever tier 1 LAN tournament. I ever hosted. It was in India, yeah, in Bangalore, India. It was an off-season event in December, and Riot South Asia loved the energy. They loved the personality. Yeah, they loved that stuff. It was to the point that they even built a bit about my height. Like the community made a joke about my height because on day 1 of the hosting, I was on day 1 I just staged, and then day 2 they wanted to bring me onto desk. They realized that the map veto was this, like here. Like my head was just like here only.
No.
Yeah. I can even link you the tweet later if you guys want to put it into the video.
Please.
Yeah. So it was here, and then after that, someone in the community realized. They screenshotted and they put a picture of Tyler One being interviewed, and Tyler One was like. Because he was like so short. Yeah. So that what happened. Then Riot SA saw the bit. And then day 2 they dropped the thing a bit. But they brought the little platform for me. Then day
Apple
3.
box.
Yeah. And then day 3 they brought an Apple box for me.
Oh,
Like a whole Apple box. They brought it there and they put me on the box. And it was like a whole skit. And the community loved it. And they even brought over Bleh, who is a CS caster, one of the most legendary. He's also short, but he's a little bit taller than me. But he was the original caster / analyst we put on a box under ESL.
So this is
So
the
they recreated it. Yes. So they recreated it. And of course they're happy. Someone shorter than him. So yeah. So as you can see, it's all about the banter. I like that kind of stuff. It's more unserious, but at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm able to bring that to the table. So that's why I said when it comes to hosting, there's so many different types. So there's also a desk host and also an interviewer host. Yeah, so for me, I think I'm an okay desk host. I'm all right. But I think my real strength comes into interviewing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the connection I can make, the questions I ask. So I think that's where my real strength is.
So ranking is interview, then desk,
And then analyst, and then maybe shoutcaster all the way to the bottom. I am like, despite what people say that, you're decent at casting and stuff like that, I feel like for me till today, I feel like if I were to cast, yes, I can do an okay job, but I will not give the same value as like another caster would. Like, yeah, like I think it's so important that people remember that when you're a talent, it's not about you, it's not about your work, it's about bringing that experience to the viewers. Like if you're doing a bad job and the viewer has to mute when they watch the game, like I feel really bad about that. And I never, ever want to be responsible for that. So that's why like nowadays I'm okay with saying no and giving it to other people. Like I think the other day someone asked me to cast for PUBG Mobile and I passed it to you because I felt like you were doing a better job. So I passed it to Sir Cloud. And I was so happy that he did because like that led him to like, I feel like it was a good fit. Yeah, and I also had fun watching it as well. So thank God. Rather I sit there and think, oh my God, is my work so crappy? But aku bagi dia.
Yeah. People always forgot that hosting, casting, it's all about entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah. Like people always forget that technically esports players are also entertainers.
They are.
Yeah. They are.
So for any esport player out there, don't be shy in front of a camera.
Yeah, rule number 1.
Rule number 1, please.
But for the benefit of our audience, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is the desk host?
What is a desk host?
Host, interview
re-explain.
host.
That's actually a good question.
Yeah, that is like quite
You see,
straightforward.
he's
What's a
getting
desk
ready
host?
already. He can already interview people already.
That's what this podcast is for training.
He's practiced for his interview host.
Wow.
It's coming.
That's host.
Maybe that desk host of the year category next.
Desk host for the year. Is that what? Okay, so desk host is basically a host. Like, okay, so when you go to events, there's like a panel, right? So on a panel, it's usually by 3 people. You have the host, and you have the 2 analysts. So that's the desk host. So basically, you control the flow of the desk, and you ask the right questions so that it can segue into your analysts to kind of build the story with you. So basically, you control the flow. You tell them what your idea is for that, and then the analyst will just put in their points to kind of like supplement that. So that is a desk host. So an interviewer host literally is more on ground. They kind of like stop the players in between games, ask questions, and then the questions hopefully can just like go back to the desk and they dissect it there. So that's the 2 differences.
So it sounds like the desk host needs to have more game knowledge.
Yes, and also yes, definitely for sure. For desk host, you need the game knowledge because you need to ask the right questions. You need to build the right narration, and even if you don't have the right knowledge, you need to be talking to your analyst and say, "Hey, what is that you found? Is there a story or a correlation we can build from these points that you have seen in the game?"
So the desk host is the builder.
Yes, yes. So technically like this, think about it like this. Say Luxy and Zuxi from PUBG Mobile.
Yeah.
They were in separate teams. Maybe they're in separate teams one day, right? And then suddenly like, maybe the analysts are new. And they were talking about like the 2 power rankings and they saw Luxy and Zuxi at the top. And then you as a host are like, oh yeah, they're brothers. Technically a rivalry story we can talk about in terms of the power rankings. And we could talk about like how each brother is trying to overcome each other and how does it feel for them to, you know what I'm trying to say? That's a story right there. That's a story.
Yeah.
So that's what your job as a host is. You need to piece together all that info to make it into a story and put it nicely so that the analyst can kind of aid you on that way.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. That's so easy.
Right.
Yeah,
So in general, being a host, like let's say you're the interview host or whichever type of host that you just broken down, right? How important is game knowledge in general?
I think it's, how do I say it? I would say that you don't necessarily need game knowledge, but you need to understand the game. Like at least like, say you're hosting a PUBG Mobile game and you don't understand the mechanics of PUBG Mobile. How are you going to build a story in terms of firepower? Like if say I don't know the difference between a fragger and a support, how am I supposed to say like, oh my god, this player is just sniping from behind and he has so many kills? Like how does that impact?
What does that matter?
Exactly, because the reason why is like say someone like if say Sir Cloud does it right, he'll be like, oh, the fraggers are the one that's putting in the early damage, taking up that space to give the space to the supports to get those pick-offs. That would be a nicer story, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can still be a host. You can still be a host. You can still ask the right questions. I think that was how I started off in PUBG Mobile, asking the right questions. But I would say it was not as strong as what I would be now. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure we'll probably have some audiences thinking that like, okay, I am good at hosting or I'm okay at hosting like something regular, a corporate show or whatever. But do I need game knowledge to get into esports hosting? Or do I not?
I mean, we've seen so many hosts for esports that don't necessarily play the game, no? Like Leslie. Leslie did WSG, she did Free Fire, she did PUBG Mobile. She doesn't play games.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's decent. I think that she's nice to look at. I think she's a good host. But I feel like when you have a host that has more knowledge, like say you have Shocks from League of Legends who understands the story, that might be a whole different thing. So I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, you can be a host for gaming. If you don't have the game knowledge, you can, but it's not going to be as entertaining as having a host with knowledge.
Right.
It's the cherry on top.
It's a cherry on top.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, like for Leslie, I think that what's great about her is that when I think she liaises very well with the people she's interviewing. So she has an idea where to go. And she also puts the effort to try and understand what is happening on screen. Like I always see her breakdowns after the games and she talks about it in her IG stories. That you could tell like she's actually putting in the effort. Like she does her work for sure, yeah.
I've been working with Leslie once before this.
Is it Free Fire or PUBG
It's
Mobile?
PUBG Mobile.
PUBG Mobile,
no, it's
okay.
not it is PUBG
Or was it
Mobile.
WESG? Because she's done some pretty big gaming events,
big,
yeah.
Because she always sit down with the player.
Yes, she spends time to understand. So
Yeah.
she doesn't have the game knowledge, but you can see how
Ask the question.
you can see how she navigates through that. So that's the difference between a good host and just a normal host.
Yeah.
A good host, like for her, she knows that she lacks the game knowledge. How do I overcome that? Questions. I can't do that on the stage, so I get to know the players, ask questions. And it's something I also learned in the past year that I've been doing desk host for, game changers, for VCT. I want to have that fun tidbits when I go on desk, right? So I will personally DM the teams and say, hey, do you have any fun facts for me to say about your team? So usually the ones that handle the social medias are always going to be the social media managers. And this is something that they can use as well for their own social media. So technically your job can be quite impactful, not only for the production itself, but also for these teams' social medias.
So it's a win-win. And,
Exactly.
People don't know how hard it is to be a host, because some people will say, oh, when you are hosting you need to work, when the game is running you are not working.
No.
really.
There's a lot of research. There's a lot. Like I think pre-preparation for VCT Game Changers, I was already DMing teams. I was already asking for fun bits. I was already asking who's the IGL, who's not the IGL, how does the dynamics work. Like you kind of need this stuff because sometimes you could CDI. CDI means your games get delayed, and sometimes productions don't want to send you to break. So you kind of need this extra stuff to make sure that you can keep going on the desk. You don't want to keep it. You don't want to talk about nothing and keep it stale. You don't want to make sure that the focus is still going to be on the players and the teams. And I think it's really important for us as hosts, as shoutcasters, and analysts to really honor the players, because it's such a journey and there's a lot of sacrifice put in by the players to get here. So you must really honor them and tell them their stories.
How longest he die? How long?
Yeah.
I think SEA Games was the longest.
SEA Games.
Oh,
I think you were at the venue. I saw you.
I was managing the
you
team.
were managing
so,
teams, and
yeah.
I was shoutcasting, and
Yeah.
it was quite bad.
Yeah. How was it for a cat? Because
I was
obviously
like
I
2
wouldn't
hours.
be paying
I think it
attention
was
to the
2-3
broadcast.
hours. That was 2-3
2-3
hours.
hours.
Yeah, and
That's
we
quite
we
long.
barely got any breaks because they said that we need to be on air so that the viewers don't leave.
Okay,
So you had to talk for
2-3 hours. Me and Keith.
Wait.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I obviously didn't know.
No, he was not.
No, because I was managing the team, so
because
I
I think that what happened was the electricity for the PUBG mobile part
Oh.
terpotong, I believe.
there was internet issues.
Yeah. So it was just like our faces just on screen, and we just like, what the heck did we talk about? Dude?
But for real, you
For
spoke
real.
for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, ask Keith.
Just like
We had like maybe 15-minute breaks in between, but like
Okay.
most of the time we were just talking. We'll come back, talk, and then go on
And-
break.
and then
come
break
back,
again.
talk, and then
And-
go on break. Yeah.
man.
We were like there was like nothing more we could find for the players. Like we talked about every single player individually in each team. We even segued into PMPL.
Oh
we
my
segued
God.
into Wildcard. We segued into the local league. Like we were out. There was nothing more we could talk about.
Did you talk about me?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It's been a while.
I don't remember because it was so traumatizing.
This is a fun question. What about you? What was your longest?
Yeah,
season?
as a caster, right?
Yeah, I remember it was a PMPL season 2.
Wait, not PMWI. I heard
hang on a
PMWI
second.
main stage was quite bad.
Really?
Yeah.
PMWI.
But I wasn't on the desk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was watching it, so I don't really.
I think I remember the PMPL season 2 a bit more because we had
Wait,
three-
that was really early, season 2? That was like second year in.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
That was still like 20.
He's the OG.
There was like
True, he was like one of the first.
that
Yeah.
was like- that was like very, very. But that one was also like for like an hour.
Oh,
Yeah, and
okay.
there was a technical difficulty and whatever like and so an hour. So I remember at the desk was me, Choo Choo, and Husky that time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot
So we had
that Husky
3
used to be
people.
part of PMPL.
Yes.
We had the 3 people.
Yeah. And
But
then,
even
yeah.
at that one also, it's like we already like
Help.
like
Production faster way.
like help button, you know.
Yeah.
But it was an experience. We also talk about it till now. It's like we can. You know,
I mean, like, we
better that,
paid our dues. We paid our dues. We
that's
don't
the
want to do
risk.
that anymore.
The risk of it.
Yeah.
I would say mine was same as you, 3 hours.
What
But
game?
it's a League of Legends.
League got
It was they were playing at Thailand, and we were casting at Garina's office.
I know.
You know that one?
I was so jealous because everyone got to go except for me, and I really, really wanted to watch.
Yeah, we were doing it at Garena. This is the one that they play on the stage. Then the stage got shut down because of electricity and the breaker like rosak segala. They need to go to a cyber cafe to continue, and we were sitting there from 8 to 1 a.m.
Oh, that's rough.
And
And you have to talk,
we
or
were me and Ikuto need to talk.
Oh, that's
oh,
rough.
it's not like throw to break and then
No, because we are waiting
Chill.
for them.
I think like back then, it was a lot less going to break. Now I think
Now
because
it's
more
like-
casters and analysts are complaining already, so the TO kind of has to like do that. Yeah. Not complaining because like they don't want to do it, but because it's exhausting.
Yes,
it's
yes.
very exhausting. Yeah.
You can see it when people are like,
Yeah.
and to a certain extent, actually, viewers they just want to get the game started.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, if you put on a break screen, we can go AFK for a bit.
Yeah.
We can do other things. Like if it's just there, like we have to sit down and you know.
What can you talk about for like 2-3 hours?
And the viewers are like, we're just sick and tired. Caster, start game, please. Caster, start game, please.
yeah,
let
it's
me
like
start
we
the
control
game.
the start
Yeah.
button, right?
I forgot that's our work.
Like we're getting better. It's like, Caster, can you shut up and start the game, please? Like, yes, you know what? We would love to start the game. You think I want to be here and talk to? You think I want to just talk for like, I don't know, 3 hours? You think I want to do that? No, I don't. I don't, my guy.
So you mentioned also that you were into journalism and at some point you joined IGN, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So that was a fun one because like I think prior to esports, my gaming news came from IGN, the US IGN. Naomi Kyle era. Yeah, Naomi Kyle era. Like I looked up to her. I really
I
looked
feel
up to her.
old.
Like honestly, like she's not even that much older than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's not that much older than me. But like it felt like I grew up with her. You know, because she was there for like what 8 years. I think.
Yeah,
She
she
was
was-
there for quite some time, and she was doing Daily Fix every day, and I would watch news on Daily Fix every day. And I remember at one point in university, I thought to myself, I wish I could do Daily Fix one day. And then IGN. After that, I was after my contract with EG Network ended after 1 year. I was sort of lost. I remember I went into streaming for half a year.
Okay.
And that didn't work out.
Like pure streaming.
Pure streaming. Yeah, that didn't work because I was on the Purple app. I don't know if I could say that here, you know? Okay, but on Twitch.
So
Yeah, on
Twitch.
Twitch. Back then, Twitch didn't have support for here. They didn't have that. So back then,
it's like nothing.
Yeah, nothing. It was like the full price was US dollar pay. There was no partnerships, nothing. Yeah. So it was hard. So anyways, after that, I found out there was an IGNC based in Malaysia. I don't know how I found. Oh, I found out because this is what happened. I found out because I went to Selangor Cyber Games. And there was a kid wearing an IGNC t-shirt.
Oh my
And I went up to the kid. I'm
God.
like, oh my God, you're from IGNC? There's an IGNC here? Anyways, I was an intern and he got scared and ran away from me. But anyways. I'm still friends with the kid, by the way. I'm still friends with the kid, okay?
Who is that kid?
I think it was Alif Ashari. One of the journalists or gaming journalists. I think Gamer Braves. I'm not sure where he is now.
I like how she says, I'm
Gamer
still friends,
Brave,
but
okay.
I don't remember
No,
his
I mean
name.
like we follow each other on social media. Yeah. So we know of each other's presence in the scene. Like I think I ran into him during Comic Fiesta, I believe. Yeah, but he's still doing journalism and writing. So yeah, that's how I found out. And I was googling some stuff, and I found out IGNC has a base here. So I joined IGNC for 3 months, actually, quite short. Because they were trialing to see how it's going to work out. So the only thing I did there was just literally the daily fix. And I always thought about that, like how wild it was, growing up, thinking how much like I looked up to Naomi Kyle. And then now I'm doing like IGNC daily fix. Holy crap, man. What a ride. Like I think foreshadowing is such a thing in my life, right? It's like such a recurring theme, right? It's like foreshadowing.
So much stuff happened in Selangor Cyber Games. Like the guest before was talking about Selangor Cyber Games as well.
Yeah.
Dude,
And then
Selangor Cyber Games was like a fever dream. It was like Dota 2 here, League of Legends here, and then we had like the host, making very inappropriate comments to the cosplayers.
Yep.
And then we also
Yep.
had
Oh my God.
the people in League of Legends that puas hati because the Dota crowd was louder. So they were trying to yell louder than Dota crowd, but the Dota crowd was louder because it has more people. And after that, the Dota games went so long until like 2-3 a.m. and we couldn't go home. That was wild. I'm telling you, Selangor Cyber Games was like a fever dream.
I was the host for the League of Legends
No,
casters.
it wasn't you.
No, the casters. We were fighting against the Dota casters, so we were screaming louder than them.
Oh, it was you!
It was me and Ikuto. We were like, hey, Ikuto, jom kita lawan the Dota. So we scream, let's shoutcast louder than Dota. And the Dota is like, oh, you want to beat us? Hear our voices. That the crowd was...
It's his fault.
Membawa kemaluan kepada League of
Kemaluan.
Legends. My Malay is not that great, guys.
You know what's that? Who's at fault? No, there's nothing. The who's at yang paling kesian
Yeah.
is the FIFA.
FIFA?
Yeah, because our speakers is facing the FIFA.
Oh yeah, there was also CS. I remember,
CS
and they
was
were like
over
on the
there.
other side, but it was
Yeah.
like so quiet. But no, yeah. Like I like if CS was played nowadays, I bet like CS would be like
Oh
huge.
my God, yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah.
CS. It was like that time CS was on the rise.
It's going up.
It was going up, but
yeah.
now like CS is huge. Like, do you guys see the IEM Australia that was a few months ago?
Yeah.
But one of my friends who did desk with me in Ireland, in 2022, he hosted it. Conky. I was
Right.
so proud of him. Like, oh my god, look at my friend yelling and playing with the crowd in front of like a huge stadium. Oh man. So proud of him. Anyways, I feel like a proud mom moment.
That's why.
Hey, you were trying to
I thought-
press it. I muted up, so try
Oh.
one more time.
Oh. okay. I see you. Okay.
But why was the IGN thing only for like 3 months?
Oh, right.
What
It was
happened
3
then?
months. Okay, so basically, they were trying to do stuff, but from what I heard is that the company was just not generating income. It happens to a lot of startups anyway.
Yeah.
And they were just not making money and, sustaining to have like, a host. They cut me out. They cut a lot of people out. A lot of people were laid off ultimately. And they did go on for a little while before finally shutting down. And after that, they were picked up by Rev. Yeah. Which is also really funny because in that 1 year, I had quit esports and gaming. I was doing tech for a year where I learned so much. And honestly, it led me to where I am today as well because it helped me doing my unboxing, in my own unboxing videos. So I was in TechNave for like a year. I was hosting, I was traveling. That was fun, talking about tech. And then one day I got a call Guess from who?
Agent?
Matthew Ho.
Matthew Ho.
Matthew
Okay.
Ho.
Matthew Ho.
I was like,
Matthew Ho. He actually needed me to host something for him for MGO.
Ah.
It was MLBB thing with
KEK?
Fira Fendi. It was like it was a Garnier sort of like gaming thing that I had to do for MGO. That was kind of fun. I felt really washed. I felt like, when you have left the scene for a while and you feel like you weren't successful, you felt really washed and not that great, And I remember looking at Fira like, oh my god, she's so cool. I wish it could be just like her, yeah. And I felt bad about it. And I remembered I was talking to Matt about payment, and then Matt was like, hey, we actually have an opening for IGNC. And then I was like, think about it, but I'm not gonna lie, I really do miss esports. And then you know what Matt said? I think esports really misses you.
Matt, if you're looking at this right now,
my
it's a good time to call her. Not me, of course, her.
Yeah. So immediately, I think like it was really fast. Like 2 weeks later, I dropped my resignation for TechNave. Even though they counted me, but I left. I went back to gaming. But I wasn't doing esports yet for the second round. I was still doing like normal gaming stuff. I was very happy actually. Unbothered. Don't have to worry too much about influencing stuff. Just in my own lane, thriving. Because back then I believed that esports was very competitive. There were a lot of room for everyone. So it can get to you when you don't get work and stuff like that. So after that, I think what happened was that there was a boom in esports because of MLBB and PUBG Mobile at the time. And I remember that I was brought in for smaller gigs. I believe that Geek Events brought me in. Suddenly they were like, oh, we really need a host. We don't have a Malay host for Free Fire. And they brought me in. The pay wasn't great, but I missed esports, so I came back in. And surprisingly, because of that one event, it really pushed me back like, full time into esports. So I remember like I was doing like almost every weekend. I casted. I did my first cast, which was PUBG Challenger Rumble. Oh, that was rough. Because my co-caster at Mats, his internet died.
Oh no!
Yeah, his internet died, and I don't remember what happened. There was like a lot of stuff going on that it made it so hard for us to cast together. So I had to solo cast most things. Yeah, so that was really hard. I remember I was like so scared. It was my first cast ever. Okay, like imagine your first cast ever. You could have solo sorang, and then I typed to Geek. I'm like, Stella, am I doing a good job? And she's like, yes, you're doing amazing, sweetie. And I'm just like. I remember I was so scared. Okay, like that's when I realized casting is really hard. Like it's so hard, guys. Yeah. I can say now with the straight with that was it was a sh. What's the button?
Okay.
It was a cast. It was so bad. But it's good to look back, right? It's good to look back and give yourself an evaluation and think, oh my god, I went from that to this, like it's not great, but yay, progress! Woohoo! Celebrate the W's.
You're the first guest that actually played with this.
I love
I saw
that.
it's colorful.
It's pretty,
It's
right?
very pretty, It's like
For a gamer, it's good. RGB.
it's like, oh my god, I want to press the buttons, So anyways, moving to that, I think it opened. I think casting, and then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
There was no need for a host anymore. Everyone was cutting budget because just casters the whole night was a thing. And
Was that when you left the second round IGN thingy?
oh, actually, it was toward almost the end of the pandemic that happened. So because like back during pandemic, I was able to work from home and still cast and get away with it. And on top of that, my previous boss, Matt was very very happy. For me, he's very happy to give me the opportunity to try out new things. So because I was from home, right? So basically, like once I finish work, I am able to do other things. Because I was like, think about it like this: like you're working from home, right? You tak mandi, you busuk-busuk, you can still finish your work. If you go office, right, you spend like 1 hour getting ready, 1 hour driving to work. Then you go office.
I'm not sure about 1
Walking
hour
around.
of shower though.
I'm a girl. I have to do makeup and hair, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I was also hosting an IGN, okay? Yeah. I was doing game reviews and stuff. And after that, you go home. So you don't really have as much time as you would, right? So that was the thing. And most of the time, that time as well, was that, you imagine, I think it was the time PUBG Mobile called me in for the first time in 2021 as well. That time was almost toward the end of the pandemic already, right? So like what happened was that, I would finish work at around 5, 6, terus get ready, malam is terus like, the analysis. I was doing desk and host and stuff like that, yeah. So that was like possible. But after a while, like I realized that as more and more people realized I was back in the scene, more and more events happened, and I couldn't keep taking leave, to
Too much leave.
to do these things. Like work still had to go. So I think at one point they were like, I think you need to make a choice. You can't. Either you gotta focus on IGN or you leave. And of course, I was already pretty burnt out. Like I think toward the end of the pandemic, everyone was burnt out, right? Because working from home, and I was burnt out from working from home. Like imagine you're like stuck in your yes, my little gaming room is cute, but if you're stuck in the same four walls for hours and hours a day, you'll go crazy too, So I told myself, okay, tak apa, I'm just gonna leave. I need to recover from this burnout. I'll just do whatever I want for fun, and I'll search for a job next year. Guess who never ended up searching for a job?
The year still never ends.
And guess who got even busier?
But you were pretty confident of leaving a fixed financial security job to go into freelancing.
I wasn't confident.
Right.
I was just burned out.
Okay. It
I
was
was
just that.
burned out. And my mental health was at its lowest.
But weren't you worried of like, leaving a fixed job?
Not really. Because, I have that safety, which are my parents. They're very, not to say that they're supportive per se, but, I was very confident in a way that, tech was still around. I was okay with going back to tech. I was very happy with that. There's always side gigs to be done now and then. So I didn't really feel like I needed a lot of money. Back then, I didn't have I didn't have commitments. There you go. I didn't have commitments. I mean, the only thing I did was maybe I would pay my dad some money bulan-bulan and give my cats food and stuff like that. So technically it wasn't really that much, and I saved up a lot of money from my job as well, because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I might look like I go out a lot, but it's only for events and work. I don't go out to lepa.
So
Well, now it's gym.
Now it's gym.
okay, at least.
Gym.
Yeah.
The bare minimum for mental health.
Yep.
Events, which is networking, and work.
All
if
you
my
do
friends,
is work,
if
work,
my friends
work.
ask me to go out, it's maybe like once a month.
A true introvert.
Right.
I don't think I'm introverted, but I just you don't get it. Like to get out of the house, right? Have to do makeup, have to do hair, have to mandi, have to wake up early, have to go through traffic, have to pay money for food, have to make money for gas, have to pay money for toll. Baik aku duduk rumah main Valorant ya. I can do the same thing. I hang out with my friends on Discord, bro. It's the same thing.
But it's not introvert, it's gamer mindset.
and is it partly because you feel that your social battery is gone?
Yes.
Like from events, it just goes all there. And then on other days, you just...
Yeah, you just want to be by yourself.
Yes.
in your
Okay.
space.
So when I first started hosting, do you remember when I hosted that League of Legends tournament back in the day?
Yeah, I think I remember.
I did too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time I hosted those, after I finish hosting, I have to stay home for 2 weeks. I cannot go out and talk to people for 2 weeks. I even the mum. After I'm done.
Until the mom
Like the
level.
level of social energy.
social energy. I think because back then I didn't have the pacing that maybe, I like to pop all the energy, but now it's okay. But I do need like a day or two to myself. But it does take a toll as well. I think like it or not, like as much as I would say, I'm an extrovert, guys, look at my energy. No. I think there's like a little battery pack there.
Yeah, this is your battery pack. You are recharging it now.
This is my second coffee of the day, guys. Just
Oh
letting
my
you know.
goodness.
That's why I'm a little bit high right now.
A little bit.
Prepare for it.
Sure, a little bit.
Yeah. But I could empathize on that part,
I
right?
think a lot of us feel it, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of us do, not
Yeah.
just me. I think like it's something that a lot of people in esports feel. And I think like for you especially, I don't think you're an introvert, but I think you do. I think you're an ambivert. I think that you also need that rest.
Yeah, there's like times that I just don't want to talk to people.
Yeah, there's times where I think that he's like pishang. He would just like open his phone and just do this. And I realized, okay, he's at his limit.
So that's the
There are
meaning of
times.
ambivert.
Yeah.
I didn't know the meaning of it.
it's like
There's
that's both
there's like half and half,
Yeah,
like some
yeah.
people, but my friend Ayn, like she also has a lot of me time. Her me time is very minimal, but she wants to always be with someone.
Right.
That is an extrovert.
Right.
Yeah.
And I could empathize the pacing part as well.
Yeah.
Like when I first started off, like doing casting and all
Yeah.
that, it's like you don't know how to pace yourself.
Yes.
And there's like you can do 1 day, 2 days, the third day it's like you're
Isha.
gone, your voice is
But
gone and all
honestly,
that.
right? Like technically, a lot of I'm not sure about Asian places, but I think starting to see that as well for VSPO, PUBG Mobile. They would they would maybe put 2 days maximum and then swap, and I love that because sometimes you think that you can do all these days in a row. Actually, you can't now because the amount of energy you put out is really high. I know that Sir
Yeah.
Cloud can go pretty long. Like I think he has one of the most the highest stamina I've seen when it comes to shoutcasting because he's very constant with his energy. Like for me, I feel like mine will go like this. And it's really high, and then the crash is really bad.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I kind of need that like breaks in between, like maybe 2 days maximum. I need a break, and I know some other companies are doing like maybe every series change casters. Those are the best. I love that kind of stuff because sometimes after like one cast, I think like for me personally when I cast, but my range is very high, so I can go really high or really low.
Yeah.
And when I go high, I know that as a girl, you know, my voice is naturally very high, right?
Yeah.
And I want to control that bingitness feeling. So I kind of drag my voice down so it ends up in a growl. But it hurts me. Which is why I've started like, okay, maybe I should kurangkan sikit my casting because it hurts.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because I mean like I like Chuchu's pitch. Hers is just nice, not too high. I think she's already, you know, she's a veteran at this point. Like hers is not easy to begin. Mine, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do myself, man.
Do you need to go to like vocal coaching for that, or is it like what?
I know that some people do vocal coaching for that. Yes, I think it's good to do that. But here's a fun fact. Did you know that for so I met with some casters who are Indian. So Bleh is a very famous one from CS, right? He's like one of the biggest high-profile casters for CS. Did you know that he took what's the word? Accent coaching.
Accent coaching.
Accent coaching.
Oh my
so
God.
basically, how some languages their accents are too thick. It's hard for people to understand their English. So what they do, instead of eliminating the accent, they work on enunciation, pronunciation. The accent is still going to be there, but you can understand them. So accent coaching is definitely a thing.
Yeah, like you neutralize the
Yes,
accent, right?
Danali is
Yeah.
actually one of those as well. I was talking to her a while ago about like how she said when she first started casting Dota 2, no one could understand her because of her Aussie accent. So she started changing the way she pronounced things. Like you could still hear her Aussie accent, but you can understand her better.
It's minimal.
But honestly, I think that's like commendable. You know, people who actually go out of their way to do that, to chase their dreams, because that's changing a lot about yourself already. That is brave. That is very brave.
Man, I didn't know that there is a thing.
I didn't know until I heard about Bleh. Yeah, but I knew Danali was changing it, but I didn't know there were classes for it.
My
Yeah.
God. Can we change the Malaysia action?
I like the Malaysian accent. I always talk about this, like how some people are talking about how people have the wrong accent on desk. And I feel like, I feel like so long as when you speak the language and you have the accent, but people can understand you, you have good grammar, people can understand you, it's fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I love the diversity of accents. Think about it like this, like Tagalog accents very fun to
Yeah.
hear. Malay accents are very chill. Thai accents are very sharp and nice to listen to, and it brings so much flavor to the desk. Like Southeast Asia is known as a melting pot of languages and cultures. You bring those accents, it sounds good. Like if you look at European desk, right? They have so many accents,
Yep.
and I want to bring that culture and mindset to here.
Yeah, I personally don't particularly agree if someone says that, oh, you must have this accent
No.
to be
Oh,
successful.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you just be yourself and like what you say, as long as you can
Understand
pronounce,
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you people understand you and all that.
Yeah.
Then that's fine. So you don't need to be someone else's accent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think we should celebrate this culture, honestly. And it means as we go into 2024, there's a lot more appreciation for cultures, diversities. Like I think like more people should start to appreciate that kind of stuff. Like, what more to represent Southeast Asia than to bring the Southeast Asian languages and voices to the desk. I mean, we have local languages, but
Yep.
what about accented English?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
What is your accent which you'll talk about? Like for me, my accent is Melayu accent. lah.
Melayu accent.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I think people ask me this all the time, like, where are you from? And people think I'm Singaporean, people think I'm American, people think I'm Filipino, anything but
Oh my
Malaysian.
God.
But you know what I say to people? I'm a Disney kid. I'm a Disney kid. I watched too much Disney growing up, and I have been
Disney accent.
I've been colonized by Disney pretty much. And I have a godson, and he watches so much Peppa Pig.
Oh my God.
He has the
British?
UK. He has a
UK?
British accent. Mommy, could you please open this
Oh
for me?
man.
He has Peppa Pig accent. So when people say that Tash is lying about Disney, no, it's a thing. You let your kids watch these shows too much as they grow up, it will imprint onto them.
Oh my God, no.
No, just be natural, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
it depends on
natural.
how they're grown up, lah. I mean,
Yeah.
like technically, if you think about it, like the urban people, naturally the kids would be, doing that. So there's that
Yeah.
too.
But you know what? Just to add on to that point,
Yeah.
like I have friends who we are within our circle.
Yeah.
not to name anyone, but
Yeah.
some of them have said to me that, oh, I don't get international gigs because I don't sound like them.
I
Oh
see.
my
Yeah, I think I've heard
God,
this. I've heard
really?
this before, and I think
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But end of the day, right? Sometimes it counts down to as well pronunciation, because like. For me, I realized when I'm at the start of my career, if I were to listen to me host then, I don't understand what I'm saying, because I'm like, my mouth is too mumbly. I'm not opening my
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah,
I'm not
Slurring.
I'm not pronunciating properly. And as I go into this now, people are always like, Tash, you're so loud. Like you're always projecting, and I realize it has become a habit for me to talk this way, to open my mouth when I speak, to slow down. And I think like that's also something that needs to be internalized. I think like instead of pointing, I think this is something that I learned as well as I grew throughout the years. I did start off as pointing fingers to people, but I think as I grew older, oh my god, I feel so old saying this. But like I think it's really important to internalize. Like, okay, I didn't get the job. What is it that I'm lacking? And what must I do to be better? Because at the end of the day, there's always room for improvement. And I think like the biggest competition I have is always going to be me. If yesterday's me, if today's me is not better than I am yesterday, then I have failed myself.
True.
I love that mindset,
Yeah?
rather than putting the blame on external factors.
Because that will just upset you. That's number
Yeah.
one. And
Yeah.
number two, you cannot blame, you cannot control external factors. You cannot control people's mindsets. You can only control you. So what can I do in this situation? How can I take control of this? Let's see what I can fix.
Right, and then you end up like having the motivation for yourself to improve better, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to look at all. When I feel really bad about myself and I feel like I've done a bad job today, I will look at all VODs and think, oh my god, that is an improvement. Celebrate the W.
I like that.
You should make a T-shirt of it. Celebrate.
Celebrate the W.
Celebrate the W.
Celebrate the W.
Okay, so Tash, I guess if from the outside looking in, like seeing you on screen, it looks great, like lights and everything, like attention and whatever.
Yeah.
But what are the personal challenges that you have faced being in the scene?
Oh, okay. I think like when I first joined the scene, it was definitely the gender marginalization. I think
okay.
because 2016 was still the year that people are not used to seeing girl gamers yet. So there was a lot of those, kitchen jokes, sandwich jokes. So I mean, those are very minor lah. When I think about it again, and then there was also that I think when I first started casting, it was the she's only up there because she's a girl. She's only up there because of diversity.
hate that.
There was that. So I don't want to talk about it too much because it's just something that you cannot control at this point. And then after that, there was the, oh my god, her voice is so shrill that I talked to you about, like how I had to force myself to bring my voice down. Yes, it's good criticism, but it's also kind of like painful because you can't change who you are. You can't change the voice. So there was that as well. There was also the personality aspect of it. Like, I'm such a big personality as well. And I think one of the biggest challenges I had was not the people outside. It was mostly the people closest to me. So throughout my career as I went into esports, I was dating someone who is very, very unsupportive of me. Yeah, so not only is he unsupportive, he was also very controlling, which also led to me quitting esports back in 2018. Because he fed me the idea that I needed to be a certain way in order to settle down and get married. So after that we broke up for a bit, and I started taking therapy. I started taking medication for whatever I had, and we broke up, and I eventually went back to him again. Because that's how abusive relationships work. It statistically it takes like 7 times for a girl or a guy to leave an abusive relationship minimum.
My God.
So it took a lot of going back and forth, and it was a lot of needing a lot of support. I remember I think I expressed to you as well. I expressed to Contra about these things, and sort of like just tiny bits and pieces I would tell them, but they would always kind of like their words of encouragement really helped me. It's kind of thinking like, okay, I have friends here in my corner. Flava was also one of those people who really gave an impact. I think if you guys saw my IG post, how I tagged Flava in it, he was actually a pivotal moment in me leaving the relationship, because I remembered that one day I couldn't take it anymore, and Flava was around me a lot that time because he was always passing me work. And I told him like, I think I need to see a doctor about this because I don't know if my mental health is ruining the relationship or not. So at 6:30 a.m. in the morning, this guy comes to my house, picks me up, drives me to PPUM. 6:30 a.m.
6:30 a.m.
6:30 a.m. he goes and picks me up. because-
Flava, right?
Flava,
Okay,
yeah.
just to
He picks
clarify.
me up, drives me to PPUM, and helps me to go see a doctor
My God.
And as my ex-boyfriend was yelling at me on the phone because accusing me of, because he was stalking my location, right? Yeah, it was that bad. It was that bad.
God.
Yeah,
So he was wondering like, why are you going to
so
the
basically,
hospital
I
and all
didn't
that?
know that the PPI maternity ward is the same ward as the psych ward.
Right.
So he thought that I was at the maternity ward because I'm pregnant and cheating on him.
Right.
I mean, the thing is, like, let's be real here. The real question is, if you are a boyfriend and you see your girlfriend over at the hospital, are you okay?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what ward it is.
Yeah.
But he was yelling at me, and the thing is, I was so terrified he was going to hear Flava's voice because he's going to think I'm doing
Cheating
things.
on
Yeah,
him.
yeah. So I purposely picked a fight, and honestly, that day when I took the medications and stuff, it really helped me like grow, because like I know like there's a lot of stigma toward medication, right?
Yeah.
About like how medication ruins you and your personality, and you're not going to be good at work and stuff like that. I can 100% say that ever since the day I took the medication, and now the when I took the medication was when I first came back into esports. Okay, like first came back into esports after I quit, and look at me now. Like I can tell you 100% it helps. Like it's not supposed to be a permanent solution. It's supposed to be a means to an end to get you to that place, a good place. And now I think I'm medication free.
Oh.
No, I'm not medication free yet, but I'm weaning off
On the way.
slowly,
Yeah,
on the
slowly.
way, on the way, slowly.
Oh, that's
and
amazing.
it's doing good. I'm so proud of myself. Like this, like I don't want to talk about it because there's a lot of stigma about it. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it because people are like, oh, the employer's like, oh, you're taking medication. I don't think we should hire you because you're gonna cause drama, you're gonna cause problems, blah blah. Let me tell you one thing: is the people that are not on medication
Agree.
that are most likely to cause trouble because they're not helping themselves. And you need to, and honestly, I'm gonna be real with you guys, like helping yourselves is so scary, because helping yourselves means that you need to sit there and say, oh my God, my life is and I need to do something about it. And I need to do something about it. It's
And you
admitting
do.
that. It's a lot of like going to a therapist and unlearning every single toxic trait you have in yourself and relearning it.
Yeah, I agree with the whole therapist thing as well, because there's always this stigma of like, even if you walk into like back in school, you go to the counselor's
Yeah,
room.
the counselor's office. But to be fair, the teachers are like,
No, they
they will talk.
Yeah, they will
will
tell.
talk. They will talk.
Yeah, and then you have the other kids like going like, oh, that's a troubled kid. That's why he goes to the counselor's room.
Only a juvenile
Yeah.
goes to the counselor, But I mean, I've heard of things like, I have a friend who is a teacher, and she's not a counselor, but she was telling me that, the gossip that comes from teachers, from the stories that comes from the kids, like it's actually so sad when you hear about it. But to be fair,
really?
counselors are not psychologists. Like back in UIA, when I really needed help, I've been depressed even like, I think I got officially diagnosed in 2013. So it was thanks to a lecturer in UIA. So she's also a licensed clinical therapist.
Therapist,
So in UIA, they actually had support for that. You could literally just go in for free and you'll talk and she'll give you a diagnosis. Dr. Mimi, you are the best in the region. She passed away a few years ago, unfortunately, but she was like the pivotal start for me trying to figure out mental health properly. So, and also like, I think what's not great as well is that people are like, oh, I went to a therapist and it wasn't great. I don't understand. I don't like her. I'm like, yeah, because finding a therapist is like finding your girlfriend. You need to change a few times. You need to find that chemistry, I changed therapists 3-4 times to find a therapist that works for me, And once I found her, I stuck with her. Even from her rate, when 50 ringgit all the way to 180 now today, I still stuck with her. Because once you find a good therapist, don't let her go.
But were your for lack of a better word, issues at that time was because of only relationship, or were there other things?
There was like a lot of stuff going on as well, mostly internal, I have to say.
Internal,
Like it's actually insane how, like if you're a piece of cancer and you start to, everything gets infected around you, that's what happened. Like, you start to get paranoid. You think that people are out to get you. You think that everyone's competition. You don't like people. You're so angry at the whole world, And that was not a good thing. I was such a bad place because I remember I hated everyone. I remember that I was shit-talking everyone. And I didn't like that version of me. Because like at the end of the day, right, people are just trying to cari makan, man. People are just trying to fill their rice bowl. People are just trying to live their best life. Like, why are you taking it so personally. You know, it's nothing to do with you. You know,
not about
it's
you.
not about you. Yeah, and instead of looking inside, I was blaming everyone for every single failure that happened to me, and that's not fun because you feel like the whole world is against you. It's not the best feeling in the world, you know, you're feeling that way. But you know, you grow as you grow. You go therapy. You talk to therapists. Then she made me realize that, you know, there are some things in the world you can control and some things in the world you can't control. Like the way you react to things, you can control that instead of acting like a little. You can instead focus on you.
I love this. I want to put the mixer there.
With just this button.
Yeah, just the punching like. yeah. So it's a lot of like I think like if you talk about the dark stuff, it's always going to come back to mental health. I think that a lot of people in esports have that problem because it's such a competitive scene.
It is a
with
competitive
not
scene.
a lot of space. And you know, money is not enough. And everyone has to do this full time. And if you don't do this full time, you're exhausted because you have your day job and then you have to prep and then you have to go to your broadcast and work and then you have to worry about like, do I have enough time to finish my work and also my broadcast? And on top of that, do I have enough money to support my family, my my lifestyle, my life? That stuff is hard because as the you know, everyone wants to do this. And there's just not enough space. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not easy. And that's why it's so important to talk about mental health. It's so important to have friends in your corner, to have supportive friends on top of that, you know? That would really, really help you. But anyways, on top of Flava as well helping me, I had Ayn. So if you guys don't know, Ayn is my best friend.
I met her for the first time at the watch.
She liked you.
Oh,
yeah, she thinks
I
you're a
liked
very
her
cool
too.
person. Yeah. So,
I mean, as a friend that we met day one.
So
Lynn, no,
if you guys
behave.
don't know who Ayn is, Ayn used to be a national athlete from Malaysia. She used to be a rower, but now she has retired and she is a fitness instructor and also an influencer and a content creator. So back when I was about to leave the relationship, I decided to focus on myself in the form of exercising. And I thought I hated it because I didn't believe in like, you know, the dopamines and stuff like that. But as I went through, I'm about to hit 2 years with her already, training. I still pay her. And I feel like it's such a good investment because she keeps me accountable. Like I can work at myself 100%, but I get her company plus her texting me saying, "Where the heck are you? Why are you not here yet?" That keeps me accountable, dude. I don't pay people to keep me accountable, man. So like that happened, and you know, I think exercising with her taught me so many things. Number one, the bonds we created. Also, she teaches me a lot about self-love, about accepting yourself, like not having to need to be with someone, not relying on people. So I think like my self-confidence really skyrocketed from 2022, 23. I think I think Sir Clark could tell like how different I was like back then and now, right? Yeah. So like it's very different, and I feel like I really like myself a lot more now. I don't hate my company now. Like I think back then I would think of myself like, why are you such a Debbie Downer? But nowadays I'm like, oh, you're so cool, Tash. Oh, give yourself a pat on the back. Oh, you know, like yeah. And I think like also being friends with her has taught me to be supportive of everyone. Like it's kind of like aku naik kau pun naik, you know? Like there's always room for everyone. There's always space for everyone. There's always success for everyone. And I really, really like that mentality and I love that. And I feel like I have like so much love for people nowadays instead of hating people. It's rare for me to not like someone. Maybe I'll get annoyed.
Annoyed, yes, okay.
Why
are you looking at? That's why me? Your eyes is like, you are shooting daggers at someone.
Was it sharp? Was it sharp?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Like I think I really like that. I really like that idea. And you know, I think I don't know if you guys remember the speech I did. I mean, I only saw it after I remember what I said on stage because I was kind of like that. But you know, like I said, how Malaysia is a small country and everyone should see us. Like literally, I want everyone to see us. I don't want to hear people say Malaysia is in Texas. No, bro.
Did someone see that?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's so
Wait,
wild.
what? How?
I don't know why, man. Like,
Bro,
like Americans are wild. Like, Malaysia, I've heard of this place. It's in Texas, right? I'm like,
Bruh.
bro, what?
He must have known about the plane because every time, because I play VR chat, you know about VR chat.
I know about VR chat.
So that's
I mean, not
everyone.
everyone's gonna know that stuff. I'm just gonna say.
They know about the plane though.
Yeah, they know about
The missing plane.
Yeah,
The only thing they know before the plane went missing, the only clue where Malaysia is above Singapore.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
That's the only thing. But now it's the plane thing, right? Yeah, it's still
Oh
gone.
yeah. I mean, it's still baffling that someone said that Malaysia is in Texas. Though that's kind of wild. But anyways.
We have better food.
Oh. If the Texans come here, I do not claim him.
Yeah, I would claim myself.
Good self-love. Tidak Berlesen Healing 101.
It's like the vent of everyone.
Yeah. I feel like it's nice to talk about these things. I feel like it's not talked about enough. And I think that, I don't know if you remember Lafelle had spoken out about it as well.
Yep.
And I think, honestly, I did talk about my own issues on streams, but I was never brave enough to talk about it on bigger platforms. But see Lafelle talk about it on his platform really gave me courage to be a little bit more brave to talk about it on a bigger platform as well. And I feel like if it's just Lafelle Sorang, right, he might feel alone. He might feel a bit isolated and it might be a very scary situation for him. But if people see okay, there's 2 more people talking about it, 3 more people, normalizing these issues would be really good. And possibly in the future we could have insurance that covers mental health. I know some insurance does, but it's not full coverage.
Rare.
It's very rare, right? So we would love to see more help in mental health. We can see more facilities for mental health. Because right now the only one I know is PPUM, that is half partially government, partially. But I think if I were to buy medicine for PPU, I have to pay full price for medicine, for certain medication, not all.
Yeah, for certain medication.
Yeah.
But I would say if you have a chance to go to a government.
I mean, it would help, no, right? I mean,
Yes,
you
it
have
will.
to wait a bit more, but at least it is there.
Yeah, it is something at least because I
Yes.
I need to wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Because the queue is how government hospital.
Yes. Because it's by number, right? And
It's
then
by number.
by certain time there's no more numbers issues, so you have to kind of go early. It's kind of the same as you doing your passport. I mean,
Yes.
it's a culture.
It is. It feels normal now because I just sit there, listen to a podcast, say, oh, Lynn, okay, I just go in.
Yeah. You're gonna listen to podcast Tak Berlesen, yeah? You
Yeah.
give 20 of the views, yeah?
Hey.
He's
I listened it before it was released.
he had the first hand listen.
you know the best thing about going to the government thing.
Yeah.
The best thing is when you have the time to wait for your number. It's therapeutic as well.
No.
Now, for me, it's therapeutic because
No.
I'm in my own zone. I'm the weird one here.
Okay.
No,
I'm
I don't like
therapeutic.
it because people are always trying to sit beside me, and then when I'm trying to edit a video or something, they're looking. I'm like, don't look at my work, bro. Mind your own business.
I think for me because I'm waiting for something.
Yeah.
I'm not doing work.
Faham, I know what you're saying.
Everything else you have to be
I think it's also mindfulness, right? I think this is something that's really important. How our attention span is just so shortened now because of TikTok and shorts and reels. And back then I think I needed to have my phone playing something while I eat, while I mandi. But now you know what? I told myself to tutup the phone for a little while. I know it's really quiet. I know it's really scary listening to your own brain, but it teaches you.
I know you're the guest here, but I
Yeah.
want to ask.
We should.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one question because I listened to a podcast yesterday and
Yeah.
it actually wakes me up a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me when was the last time you feel bored?
When was the last time I feel bored?
Without any technology, without just feeling
When I mandi.
bored.
When I mandi.
You mandi is not like 3 hours.
Bro, I mandi lama. When
Yeah.
I wash
Oh,
hair,
yeah.
it's quite long.
Oh yeah, I have no hair, so I have no idea.
Okay, he has no hair, so.
Oh my god. So when is the last time? I want to ask you as well. When's the last time you feel really bored? Like,
I think when I'm on flights. Cause
You don't bring Netflix on your
No, I
phone?
don't.
oh, that feels nice.
No, I
So then
don't.
how many hours is your flight?
So if I'm on flights, I would just sleep. I'll just try my best to get.
To be fair,
sleep mode.
yeah. I don't know why, right? But I cannot watch movies on flights.
Oh really?
I hate it.
It's like some crap.
I can't
No.
enjoy. Yeah,
enjoy
the
it.
space and all.
So
that.
you
I
would-
just
you
try
would
to
answer the
sleep it
same.
out.
I would sleep.
sleep.
Yeah, I would sleep.
Yeah.
I just close my eyes. I'm like, okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hara-hara aku bangun dah sampai. It's like teleportation, right?
yeah. It makes the journey a bit more easier. Like when we went to Macau and all
That was
that.
at night. That was perfect. You
Yeah,
know when we
that was
balik, babe, the plane stinky. Coming back.
So that's why sleeping was.
No,
the
no,
best.
I
Just-
slept. I
so
did
just
say, I slept.
teleport yourself. And I remember there was a baby on our flight.
Dude, bising sia.
Yeah, there was a baby on our flight. Crying baby, by the way.
Baby. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I love babies, but it's
Yeah.
not mine.
Oh no, I love my kid until it cries.
That's why I decided. I'm undecided for kids.
Oh,
like,
really?
my friend has a baby. And the baby that's like anyway except for me for some reason. I'm the only stranger it likes. And then you know what the mom said? The mom is technically my aunt. Oh my God, Tash, enjoy without the responsibility. Suddenly you start crying like, yep, responsibility time over. I'm out. That's it. I'm good.
I'm out.
Baba, close the door.
And my friends, my besties, are so annoyed at me because as a godmom, I am literally the most annoying auntie. For their birthday, bought them a BMW, the small one with the
Oh my
controller.
god, I want to buy that.
Yeah. So they don't want to leave. They will just sit in there and it pisses them off because they don't want to go to sleep. They don't want to mandi. They eat in the car also.
I can't wait to buy that for my kid.
Buy on Shopee, it's cheaper.
Cheaper is like 400 ringgit.
No, I bought it for 200.
Oh, about 200?
Yeah.
I'll give you the link.
Okay, there you go. Affiliate link maybe.
Affiliate link.
Yeah, but a bit more on the lighter side of
Yeah.
things, right? Like, what are your best memories in the scene so far?
So far,
Yeah.
I think it has to be Convergence.
Confirm.
Oh no, that's two. My first one is my debut into the international scene for Valorant.
Oh
that
my
was
god,
the Ireland
I
one?
was
Ireland.
so happy for you.
Oh, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. It was very scary actually.
I want to tell you how happy I was for you.
Really?
So, Kakuchopure,
Yeah.
shout out to them.
Uh-huh.
Great
Okay.
media, by the way.
Yeah, I
They-
love them. I love John. John's so funny.
John's awesome.
Shout out to you, John.
Shout out to you, John. everyone at Kakuchopure. Yep. So one day they asked me to write a year-end article.
Oh, you
like
wrote
a
for
wrap up.
Kakuchopure.
Yeah, I guess
Oh.
wrote for them.
Okay.
So I did a top 10. So I was thinking, what do I want to write?
Yeah.
So I did a top 10 things
Yeah.
that happened within the year
Yeah.
that I felt that was most impactful for the scene and all that.
Uh-huh.
Yours was one of my in there.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had a picture of you there. You know, there's your
I
leather
didn't even
jacket thingy.
know.
Of course you don't.
No, because
you
usually
know,
if-
you
if-
gotta start following us on,
No, I
this,
do
on this
follow
YouTube
Kakuchopore
channel.
because I actually do. I did actually join Kakuchopore briefly before I joined
Oh,
the first wave of IT.
really?
Yeah, when
Oh
it was
my
first
God.
inception. Like you can see my video up there. Like it was like I did Fiesta coverage for them and stuff. But it was a very brief moment because I needed money. Because back then Kakuchopore was not established.
Uh-huh.
They just started, so they had no money. So I was just helping out. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had your picture up there.
Oh
you know,
damn!
and,
See,
and,
they
my
should
and
tell
I
me so I
wrote.
would know. I didn't know.
I like the foreshadowing is still happening.
Dude, the foreshadowing is
Right.
insane, dude. The foreshadowing is quite insane.
And
yeah.
that was like in what 2022, I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I
So
think it was
my
like
God, it was that-
2022.
was long
Yeah,
ago,
so I wrote
yeah.
that,
Yeah, yeah.
and then and of course it's you there and whatever. And
Yeah.
the thing I wanted to point out is that Malaysian talents should be recognized outside. We
You
have
know who else
amazing
is going
talents.
far but not really recognized?
Who?
AJ Mustachio.
Yes, yes.
So far,
he
man.
is crazy.
So
He is-
good,
We
yeah.
need him here.
We need to bring him here.
Yeah, one of these days.
Yes,
What do you
please.
think?
Yes,
Yeah.
please. Like, it's another ballpark for you because he's like a Call of Duty mobile
Yes.
plus Free Fire, right? Yeah.
Free Fire, Call of
so it's
Duty.
definitely a new thing for you. So, but anyways, coming back to that Ireland, that
Yeah.
was one.
Okay,
That was my
so-
debut. And the second one would be Convergence.
Mm-hmm.
Convergence was really big for me because usually APAC is something I'm used to doing, right? I'm very familiar with the teams. I've casted the teams. I've talked to the teams, interacted with the teams, but I never interacted with outside of APAC. So Convergence was we had America's teams, we had EMEA, we had Pacific, and also the local Indian team, and that was actually quite. Like that was very scary to me because these are like huge teams. Like think about like Furia, Vitality, Foot Esports from Turkey, and these are like massive. And I wasn't sure if I was able to bring it home, you know, because it's when you look at people like Yinsu Collins, like Shocks, and how they do things, it's definitely something that is very high up when it comes to standard. But I'm glad that people really enjoyed it because I brought a different style to the table. So that was very, very fun. Yeah, so those are my two pivotal moments. I would say also PMGC last year was also another one because I feel like PMGC last year and the first PMGC was very different.
Yes.
The first PMGC, I just got out of that abusive relationship. So I felt like my self-confidence wasn't there quite yet. But this last year's PMGC, 2023 was the PMGC where my wardrobe I had a sponsorship deal with Zalora. So I was able to really play around with the things that I liked compared to like before where I was quite limited. I was able to to really start bringing in what I learned from Valorant into PUBG mobile scene in terms of questions and providing insight. And because a lot of people were saying like they don't know the players, and I really, really, really wanted people to know the players because like they didn't struggle to get here for no reason, and it's our job to do that.
All right, Tash. So you have obviously worked with a lot of talents.
Yeah.
Can you share with us like who are the talents that you think that you enjoyed the most with and
Okay.
why?
I think when it comes to casting, my favorite duo caster will be Quack. Because not only is he someone that I see as world class, right now he's doing Pacific already.
Wow.
He's already one of the Pacific casters, and I'm so proud of him. But also he's the type of talent that would, I think like him and Marquis said this one interesting thing to me. It's like the show is good. The person that you need to hype up the most is your co-caster. And he definitely does that. Like, I remembered when I first went into Game Changers last year, because there was a lot of stuff going on in my mind early in the year that I lost a lot of confidence in my cast, that he was like texting me within cast, louder Tash, louder, where are you, louder, louder. And I'm like,
my God.
dude, like that was like so, like, you know, like a lot of people would say like control, but he just wanted me to let go for a bit. Like, stop holding yourself back. And then once you're out, you can start into the control.
Hype man.
Yeah, he is the hype man. He is the hype man. That's why I say like Quack was, like, I definitely owe Quack a lot to where I am now. Number 2, I would say it's gonna be all of
Is this in particular order or?
No.
Not in particular order.
The
okay.
VCT Pacific Philippines casters and hosts, because they're like literally family. They're the type of people who are like, oh, we got this job. Let's see if we can all get the same pay. Let's see if we can all get the same timing. And they always like, basically it's like, if we go up, you go up too. We love you. We want you to come up with us as well. Even though I'm Malaysian, I'm the only Malaysian in the group. They also have adopted me as an honorary Filipino. Yeah, so I love them as well. And of course, I love my Aussie brothers, Konki and Komodo. So Konki and Komodo have a long history of duo casting for CS. And I love their dynamic. It's very different than what you see from EU or NA casters. It's very hype, it's very loud, and I love that. So I love working with them because they are also, how loud they are is also how loud they are in supporting you. Yeah. After that, I love my 2 European brothers. We have Kremer and Pavlos. So Kremer and Pavlos, I would say the way they cast is like, it's like telling a story of magic. So you have the one person in the background telling this, setting the tone, and Pavlos with like the feel. So also another dynamic I like. I liked working with Universe from India. I think that he's one of those people who knows that he's in a very hard it's not between a rock and a hard place. He knows that he's Indian and it's hard for him to get opportunity, especially because he wants to do English, but he works really hard for his opportunity. So he's very inspiring to me as well. I also liked working with Sir Cloud. Actually, he was actually one of my first duo casters. Actually, I think I first duoed with you again for English.
Where I think so as well.
It was
was one of the PUBG
you and Contra.
ones.
Yeah, you and Contra were my first duos, and I think
She's
that
saying
for
that just because I'm here.
no lah. I said together
I'm
one. I think like for Contra and Cloud, like one of the biggest things they have is feedback. Like they would just like, I would ask them like, hey, what's bothering you? Or he would just say, oh, I think that, you know, you were taking up too much space. I'm like, okay. That's great, because like when you are very honest with me about what you need to fix, it makes for a very nice dynamic. Is number one. Everyone feels like they're heard, and it feels like good. You know, again, the first person you need to hype up is your co-caster, and I love that working with them means that I get the instant feedback from them. No sorot lah. It's just very transparent, you know. And after that, who else do I like working with? I don't remember. There's too many people, but yeah, those are some of the people I enjoyed working with. And I think that there's a lot of talent in Southeast Asia. You can see the Asia Pacific talent list is just very huge and diverse from so many different parts, and it's so different in terms of like, you know, the stuff. I want to see that more, man, for PUBG Mobile, for Valorant and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I love the idea. Hopefully we get to see more like cross-region.
Yes, cross-region will be good. So far, only
for
Valorant is the game that I managed to do cross-region casts and desk with, and I would love to see that for other games as well. Yeah.
Oh, it'll be so much fun. Imagine PUBG Mobile, Indonesia and Malaysia.
Oh.
Cross.
Oh, that would be so dope.
The hype from Indonesia. Oh.
And then the Philippines.
Oh.
Custom Bat. Hello? Custom Bat is awesome.
Yeah, Bat is awesome.
Yeah.
I feel weird because I casted with Bat before he was famous. And now he's famous, I'm like, I can't talk to you anymore.
Yes, you can. Don't say that.
It feels like he's on top of them, like, hi.
You know what's really insane? Like, sometimes you think like, oh, they're so high up now. But actually, right, we actually do look back to our co-casters and want to, you know, to work with them still. You know, it's like part of like the journey, right? Yeah, so.
I have casted with you before. I never casted with you before.
No, that's not bad. Because by the time I joined back, you had already left.
Yeah, I already left.
Yeah, and most of the time when you were casting, I was still doing host. So we never got, it's just tak ada jodoh lah, they say. Yeah.
Future.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But speaking about future, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's next for Tashbunny?
What's next for me?
Yeah.
You know what's really funny? When I was about to quit TechNave,
Okay.
my friends in TechNave didn't want me to leave. So they said to me, Tash, when you're 30, no one's going to hire you anymore. You just stay here, it's stable, blah, 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 blah. 30 is not the end of the world, by the way. I'm just saying.
I'm still alive.
I'm still alive. And people don't think I am, I'm 33. People don't think I'm 33 is one.
I'm almost 40.
Listen,
so.
you have to understand. the amount of people who ask me out in my DMs are like 19 to 22 years old. That's the reason why I did the anti-Tash meme. So they would stop asking me out. It doesn't work, by the way. It doesn't work. People think I'm 23, 24. I'm 33, guys.
I mean, there's a thing called Rosita Chewan, you know?
What is that?
What is that? Why is Malay doesn't know Rosita Chewan and you know?
That is such a Malay thing.
You know what? We'll talk about this after.
Basically, older woman, younger guy. Yeah. Married, basically.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Okay.
Like coming into something a little bit more personal. For some reason, I had already knew this foreshadowing thing that I'm gonna meet a younger guy.
Oh, okay.
Because mentally and also how I look does not match my age.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's like a curse. It's like a blessing because you look good. You know, you're still young. But a curse because, like, when I was at MotoGP, I was like, oh my God, finally I can meet new guys who are maybe like my age. They all thought I just graduated from university.
So they were like, oh, she's a little girl.
Adik buat apa ni kat sini?
He's just a girl.
Adik buat apa?
Adik buat apa sini, Dek?
Sesat adik.
Saya lagi tua dari awak, bang. Saya 33 tahun, bang.
Saya akak.
Apa 28 kan? Saya belum 33, bang.
Women always try to hide their age, but Tash is like...
She's shouting it out.
They're gonna ask me out. I don't know if you saw my TikTok reel shorts.
Wait, which one? I watched a
The
lot.
one where I was playing Val and this 19-year-old kid asked for my IG.
I think I remember watching this. It was so cringy.
Like, bro, I'm just minding my own business. Playing some Valorant. Stop it. Valorant is not an e-dating game. Stop it.
I would say otherwise. There's a lot of rent a girlfriend on Valorant.
But that's a good PSA. But we still haven't got to your what's next for Tash.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so what's next for Tash? I think I'm okay where I am. I think like sometimes I think that's what a lot of my anxiety back then was from, you know? The thinking about my future, wondering what's next, being scared about it. Because I was talking to Ayn about this and even she said that she's scared because she doesn't know what to do. But what my therapist said is that we spend so much time up here, we forget what's around here. So this moment right here where we're having this podcast, too much caffeine, bonding, you know, besties. I'm enjoying this right now. And then maybe next I'm going to go home and watch Party with the Universe. We're going to watch VCT South Asia, see who makes it. But for future Tash, I think like this year I really want to have hoodies for Tashbunny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
New merch line.
yeah, merch. Yeah.
Tash hoodie.
Tash hoodies. Tash hoodies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tash
Tash
hoodie.
hoodies. Yeah.
Tash hoodie. That's a
Yeah,
thing.
but like I want my hoodies to not be like like how people like Tashbunny one besar kat situ and stuff like that. Like, I mean that's like a jersey, right?
Yeah, that's a
like
jersey.
like an esports org, yeah. But for me, I want it to be like fashion. Like I don't know if you noticed, but one thing I've been really interested into recently is fashion. I've been playing with clothes, just trying out new things. And a lot of people are like, Tash, you in 2022 and you now so different. Like you look like a little kid, a nerd back then, and now you look like nice. And I'm like, yeah, thank you, TikTok. Gen Z.
Gen Z is
90s
helping us,
fashion.
yeah.
90s fashion, yeah. And I want to make sure like, it can, it's something that I actually want to wear. So that's what's next.
Right. But how long do you see yourself being a talent?
Oh, talent. Oh.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I look young and act young. So I give another 5-10 years to myself.
Okay, that's a very healthy number. I'm
And
saying,
after that, I don't know, I was really thinking about like going into content creation for companies, production, behind the scenes. I think a lot of people from talent end up going there anyway. So I have a feeling that that's where I'm going to go. Unless I find a sugar daddy. Hey, sorry, what?
No, he's not pointing about the sugar daddy. He's
No,
pointing about
I
production
mean-
thing.
I mean, talent that went
Kencing
to
manis no.
behind the
But I think
scenes.
like it suits you. It suits your interests. Like for me, I think your interest has always been dabbling with like the behind the scenes stuff,
Yes,
production.
yes.
Like for me, my interest would be more toward creating those storylines. I think I would love to produce shows.
Be a director.
Directors. I would love to do more interviews. Documentaries will be something that I might want to do one day as well. So I can already kind of see myself going that way. But it's most likely going to be inside sports or esports for sure. Yeah.
I think we're always going to be in esports, regardless of age. Like you.
You know what? I changed my mind. I'm gonna become like that Valorant team of the grandmas and the grandpas.
Valorant is CS.
Velo.
Velo have one as well?
Yeah,
I know there's
Velo.
CS
There was
one.
a Velo
Look
one
at My Game
recently.
On, bro. My Game On just posted about it 2 days ago.
Oh, so that's why he was here. I haven't read.
Yeah. So look at that. So I'm just saying that there's the grandpa, the veteran army guy who streams Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah, I watched that,
yeah.
yeah.
That's gonna be me. Grandma Tash, single with cats and still talking about advice on the internet. They say people who give the best advice for dating are single.
Yep, and also reminding 19-year-olds not to DM you.
Yes, please stop that. I don't want to go to jail, guys.
You gossip Tashbunny.
I don't want to go to jail, guys. I'm too young to go to jail.
Now you're too young.
Oh, now you're too young. Right. We're actually towards the end of our recording of our podcast.
Yeah.
But there's always that one question, as usual, towards the end, we'd like to ask our guests.
Yeah.
And of course, being the host of the year, congratulations, Tash, again.
Thank you. Wait, let me just...
All right. Yeah, there you go.
It's breaking. Can you see that?
Oh. It's jiggly.
I imagine this is a hand.
Yeah. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Okay, so...
Yeah, as the host of the year, I'm sure many are inspired by you. What is that one advice you would give to those who want to be in your shoes one day?
I think that it's really important to just start. I think everyone asks me this. How do you start streaming? How do you start hosting? How do you start casting? Start. And how to start is that you need to put yourself out there. Community events, do it. Like, even though they don't pay, do it. You need that portfolio. This kind of job, you need that exposure. Like the people say, don't do it for free, right? This is a community event, small, right? You do it for your university, you do it for a community event, just do it for free. You get your reel out there, you can start sending it out already. Just start. Shoutcasting, you can do a mock shoutcast. Literally open up a game, mute it, shoutcast over it, bring a friend. If you want, call Sir Cloud. Maybe mana tahu dia free, tiba-tiba cakap, okay, jom kita buat. Mana tahu? You never know, right? If you don't try. So you can do that as well. Streaming as well. Back then when I streamed, I didn't have a background, I didn't have anything, just a camera on top of the gameplay, no bio, nothing. And my community did it for me because I enjoy my content. Yeah, that's why I say just start. And then you just figure it out as you go, Because the most important thing is if you never start, if you have to wait for the perfect mic, the perfect opportunity, you will never start.
come. Yep.
Yeah, so you just do it. And then you learn as you go. The beginning is never going to be clean. The beginning is never going to be perfect. It doesn't work that way. It's always going to be accumulative of years. And it is always very fun when you go, I think we're going about 8 years now for me. I look back and I'm like, shoot, look at her. Look at little Tash and look at Tash now. Damn, that's crazy, And so yeah, that will be my, my advice to you guys. Please just start. And also, please, it's mostly important that you look internal when you grow. Don't look outside. Don't crave for that validation. You must validate yourself first, more than anything in the world. And that's Anti-Tash TED Talk 101.
Just a quick add on to that. Just look at this podcast since episode 1 till now. How far did it go?
How is that 1 year already, right, for you guys?
Yeah. Actually, it's more than that.
Oh,
Because if you
wow.
include the online version.
Hey, did you guys do like a celebratory with party hats and a cake?
We never thought of that.
You guys should.
I want to suggest that when we hit 100 episode of this new setup.
Oh, this new setup,
This
100
setup with
episodes,
this equipment
That's gonna be another year, dude.
that might be faster than we think,
Yeah, because we already have 10. You are the 10th episode with this new setup.
Oi, laju.
Yeah.
With the new setup.
Yeah, with
I
the
like
new
it. I
setup.
like it. I
With the
like
new
it.
setup.
I like the setup. It's really nice. It's very
thank
cozy,
you.
homey.
Wow, that was a long
Yeah.
silence.
There was a.
I ran out of words. I think the caffeine crash is coming through.
That went well.
But in all honesty, thank you guys so much for having me and letting me tell my story. I think I never get this opportunity to tell it out off my platform, and being able to talk about it on my platform, especially for mental health sake, is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So thank you for letting me do that.
I mean, thank you, Tash. I mean, we've been friends for a while now. And
3 tahun tu.
3 tahun at least
tahun
lah
tu,
kan.
wish.
3 years. Yeah.
3 tahun tu dah kira macam satu term habis kontrak dah ni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Renew friendship contract.
Renew the contract. Wait. Renew the contract.
Renew the contract.
Renew the contract. Oh.
It's not there.
Oh, okay. And congratulations to you winning this.
Thank you. This
Yeah.
is like such a personal journey. I don't think I've talked about this just now, but this is
Yeah.
such a personal journey for me because it showed overcoming my own personal struggles with, overcoming an abusive relationship, overcoming doubts, overcoming my relationship with myself, and finally finding my identity. Like, this is such a symbolic thing to me. It's not really about like the whole of Malaysia, validating me, but it's more of like I hit that milestone and all that awful things that I kind of like tried to jump over. It's here. It's culminated into this.
I know, right? It's been a journey for you, yes,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there will be more to come as well.
I mean,
Yeah. Oh, we always wish the best for our friends, right?
of course. Not just
Yeah.
friends. I think like everyone. I
Yeah.
think it's really important that, everyone just wants to live their best lives. So long as you tak kacau orang, tak berjahat ke orang, I wish the best for you. Don't be an asshole to people lah.
Yeah.
Wait, don't be a...
He switched.
One more time. Don't be.
Oh, don't be.
Don't be a to people lah.
Good timing. All right, so that will be the end for our podcast here. Thank you again to Tash. Congratulations for being the host of the year and sharing your inspirational stories with all of us. And yes, she's already starting her workout right now. And today's arm day.
Yeah.
This is heavy.
It's heavy as heck, man.
And if you guys want to support the channel, actually the last time I checked the stats for our show, like 60% of you are not subscribed.
Come on, man.
So
Guys, what the heck are you guys doing? What is this behavior? Press the button.
Auntie Tash.
Auntie Tash tak suka. Auntie Tash don't like this behavior. Like it right now. Like, subscribe, share.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, I'll come to your house and yell at you.
Wow. And you don't want that, I can assure you that.
No, you don't want that.
And this is, of course, Podcast Berlesen right now has turned into, I believe we have turned into a platform that we allow people within the esports scene, especially esports scene, to share their stories that maybe a lot of people don't get to hear. So if you'd like to hear more of these stories, do comment in the comment section, like whoever that you want to see in the upcoming episodes, because it's also engagement, by the way. And do share this podcast with one other new person that has not heard about us before. Of course, with your support, it will help us to continue this, and more stories from the people that you love can come online. And thank you so much, guys. We'll see you again in the future. Bye.
Hi.